I think should I be sitting? This is all the way off.
Yeah, go ahead, put it over there.
I'm just saying it's all off.
Cause look, you see, we be.
Oh yeah, we all the way off. Shalom, Israel. We doing some get back together. You know, the long feast tables been moved and everything been going on. Shalom, y'all. We trying to get Hebrews trying to get back in. I'm in my old spot.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. What's going on, Israel? Shalom. So we get Trent in the building. What it do? Got what's that? JEDADIYAH free. Shalom, line of Yah. Been sitting here waiting on us. I don't want to stop the chat from moving. I don't know if the chat ain't moved since then. Seems like it's stuck. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, y'all. We gonna come on in here. We've been gone. Everybody been celebrating the feast. How everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Prosperous kept the feast, made it through the feast. We all back, live and direct. Our brother Malaki Maccabee is in the building, but still in recovery mode. He'll be monitoring the chat. Got our brother Rodney Hearn in the building.
Yo.
No.
Got our brother to the left of me, YAHKI. What you got to say, YAHKI?
Shalom style, y'all. Shalom family.
Well, you've been going for almost 2 weeks, and that's all you got to say?
You know how I go. I'm like an old car. It takes me a little bit to start up. You know what I mean?
That boy is a carbon-based, old carburetor light. That boy ain't even no fuel injection, boy. Old brew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So look, man, look. So ain't no use in me coming back and not giving y'all something to talk about for the next 2 or 3 weeks, or having to come back and do a part 2 to jump all over y'all questions that y'all might have after this gets started. So I decided to do a topic today: polygyny on trial.
Ooh-wee.
It's a good way to start the hump of the week. Some people call it hump week. But you know, before we get started, though, we're gonna definitely give y'all the good old Psalms. And listen, what we're gonna find out, we're gonna look at this, we're gonna analyze this thing on out, right? And listen, either you hate the Bible, because you don't have an issue with me. If we talk about a topic of polygyny, or we talk about a topic of monogamy, or we talk about any biblical topic that does not sit well with you, don't be mad at me. I'm just a messenger. That's all I am. Only thing you got to figure out, is it biblical? Can we prove it? And then the end result is, can you apply it to your life? That's what it comes down to. Are you willing to accept the word of God, or are you willing to deal in your feelings and figure out for yourself what it is? This thing is not moving. I see 34. All right, we got 34 people. I would love to try to shout some of y'all out, but my screen ain't moving just yet.
Well, I'll try to lay slaughter to some of these names over here. Trina Smith, Shalom, my sister. JEDADIYAH free, Shalom, my brother, Shalom, shalom. Welcome back from the Feast of Tabernacles to all my brothers and all my sisters. Line of Yah, Shalom, family. Honor and humility, yeah, I see you. Black Mac 1978. You still a youngster compared to me. Shalom, homie. Catch a chat. Oh, that's the sister that came through last feast day. Shalom, sister from the A. You know, what's up with my brother? I hope he's doing well. Who else? Watchman Boo. What is that? Boo collab.
Oh, let me go on my
Watchman Bo. You know what I'm talking about. Shalom, homie. How you doing, my brother? Ariella.
Talking about Shalom, homie.
Ariella. Shalom. Todd Telly. You made it home. This is one from Ohio. How you doing, my brother?
Solomon McFadden in the building.
What's Solomon McFadden?
The Quan
YAH'S Israel. Yeah, you got the axe. You know what I'm saying? How your business. Shawty 19. Is that how you say it? Shawty 19. Shalom, sister. If you don't have a big following, you know, on that Shawty 19, and you 20 now, get your name changed to Israelite. Elder Ben Israel. Shalom, my brother. Shalom. Welcome, family. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You didn't even see Poppy and I saw Poppy myself.
Well, you know, my screen stopped too. Look, see it? See you right there? Is you
I ain't even moving no more.
Yeah, you ain't even moving right there. Oh, no, now you is. Mine's be acting up too, man. You know what I'm saying? They watching. You know what I'm saying? Shalom to the feds. You know what I'm saying? We go. If any of you brothers, you know what I'm saying, listen. Go ahead and listen.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take time to try to send this out to a few people. Going through, this whole week, and that last week and the week before, man, been a lot of talk. I don't know. Certain topics roll back around every now and then. A lot of camps or a lot of assemblies or a lot of people do not take stands in certain areas based off of scriptures, right? So we're called to go into the script, call it out for what it is, and then bring to light what it is that the scriptures have for us to have. A lot of us in here claim to be Israelites. So if we claim to be Israelites, then shouldn't we not adhere to the culture of Israel? Right? Because we didn't try living according to our European counterpart, to the fact where a lot of our people suffer from Stockholm syndrome, right? And from a lot of people, cognitive dissonance, because they don't know whether they coming or going. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them suffering from PTSS, post-traumatic slave syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Untreated trauma. So a lot of people, the way to cure anything, right? And we even read this in the Willie Lynch letter, that the mind has a natural ability to repair itself if it can touch a piece of its original history. And that's what the scripture offers you, a piece of so-called black history into your ancestry, right? So you can go in there, pull yourself up out of there, and make what's in here on these pages pop off and come right into your life. Your brother kind of big, Bruce, so I can take some of the talk. I wish I can see what's going on here. I cannot. This is not moving. Let me see. Let me click on comments. Because this is going to be one of them comment conversations too. So I want to look at it on my phone. I'm going to send this out to a few people, share it on social media real quick. So bear with me. You see anybody else hop in, definitely give them some shout outs.
Paris Lockhart, Shalom family. YAH'S Israel. Told you I was gonna slaughter y'all names, man. YAH'S Israel, Shalom, my brother. Ariel Haley, Shalom, Shalom. Todd Tully, man, he came out here, him and his family.
Hallelujah.
We chilled, man. We really enjoyed ourselves. Feast week, Solomon McFadden, he came down with his family. Shalom, my brother, if you listen. Shalom, my sister.
Yeah, I saw the brother helping out in a few videos that I was able to watch.
Man. Yes, sir. I like the brother spirit. He all about the brotherhood.
Also talking about another feast, y'all. We're gonna post this in the description section. So we already got a place booked for the feast of dedication. It's gonna be sundown Saturday, December the 21st, from 5 to 10. It's gonna be at a place called Occasionally Yours, and it's we'll put the address and everything. And then after that, the continuance will be here at the headquarters. So hopefully we have some flyers for Monday, and then we'll send out the information. But we will be having a feast of dedication at a place called Occasionally Yours. All right, it's located in North County, not too far from here. And it seats up to 150 people. You see what I'm saying? Maybe 200 max. So hopefully we definitely have enough room for a lot of our people that's coming in town, want to fellowship. A lot of our family is here. We did the feast here. We fed in here. It's a little crowded, but it was all good. But it got hot, bro. Hebrew was generating heat.
Yeah, especially.
And the AC ain't ready. They don't have a Hebrew number on that deal. That thing need to be at 50.
Eating that chicken, boy. We get hot, man.
Boy.
Eating that some lamb, too.
Boy, and then we even had the little vegan specials going.
Oh, yeah. No doubt, no doubt.
Vegetarian specials.
No doubt.
So, yeah, we definitely going to go ahead and hit this topic on the head, y'all. And listen, we'll go ahead and take a stand on what it is. We stand with the scripture. We don't believe in making nothing up as we go. We believe in the whole book and the extra canonical books that they decided they want to remove that was still given and talked about and referred to in most of your scriptures. So stop letting another man tell you what you can and can't study. That ain't got you nowhere. All right. The whole thing is, if you saying come out from among her, stop keeping a piece of her. You see what I'm saying? Get back to your thing. Let them do their thing. You're supposed to be a light to the nation, not them be a light to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, our people, the main people say, you can't tell me nothing. So stand on it. Don't let nobody tell you nothing.
And
Stop being listener lights and be doer lights.
They use that one word in Spanish too.
What's that one?
Nada.
Don't let them tell you nada.
You can't tell me nada.
I know bilingual. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this prayer in, man. We're gonna go ahead and start off in Psalms 36. And do it the old-fashioned way, the old NehemiYAH way. For Psalms 37. We're gonna start off in Psalms 37. So we'll have YAHKI go ahead and get ready to God bless you. Yeah. Definitely a great way to start the day, brother.
Oh man, look here, man. You know what it is, man. About time.
About time.
About time y'all get off that fake book, man. Boy, that's woo-wee.
All right, so this is where we're gonna
so
start
much
at.
Peace in my life, man.
37 for opening prayer. All right, you know how we do around here. Get ready to fake. I wonder if I click chat. Oh, I clicked on something. I guess it worked.
Psalms 37.
Yeah, Psalms 37 with the Most High's permission.
Psalms 37, family. Welcome back, y'all. A Psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Most High, and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto Yahweh. Trust also in him.
That's right.
And he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in Yahweh, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil.
That's right.
For evildoers shall be cut off.
That's right.
But those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth.
Yahoo!
For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
That's right.
The wicked plotted against the just, and gnashed upon him with his teeth. Yahweh shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversations. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked.
Better than what?
For the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Most High upholdeth the righteous. Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into the smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth and pay not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordained by Yahweh, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not utterly cast down, for the Most High upholdeth him with his hand.
That's right.
I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
That's right.
He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil.
Depart from what?
Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore. For Yahweh loveth the judgment and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom.
That's right.
And his tongue talketh of judgment.
Of what?
And his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of YHWH is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide.
Woo.
The wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The Most High will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on Yahweh and keep his way.
And do what?
And keep his way.
And do what?
And keep his way.
And keep his way.
And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, they shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace.
Woo.
But the transgressor shall be destroyed together, and the end of the wicked shall be cut off.
That's right.
But the salvation of the righteous is of Yahweh. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Most High shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him.
Hallelujah. Selah. Yahoo.
Yo,
Boy, that was a perfect song.
perfect.
Boy, look, we can go back over that song and run the whole night.
Boy.
Did y'all hear little horse alike? Yeah. I believe my brother alone, man. Shalom to our brother Uriel in the building, the house of Uriel.
You'll see this right there. Right there.
Right there. So what's going on, family, boy? So again, we do have the 50K dedication locked down. So a lot of y'all can make sure y'all schedule properly. Sundown. That'll be Saturday. So we're going from the Shabbat right until, the Feast of Dedication. And we have it secured at Occasionally Yours. It's here in St. Louis, in North County. And then after that, we got that from 5 to 10. And after that, we'll be here at the assembly until.
Right.
Until.
Right.
You know how you Hebrews do.
Yeah.
And a hot building might not be bad during this time of the year.
You know me, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to sleep.
All right. So all praises, y'all. So we all see the topic: polygyny on trial. Ooh. Uriel walked in and said,
That's what I said too.
Nobody takes a stand.
I know.
I stand with the word.
The word, man.
I stand with the word.
I hide behind it. He's my shield, man.
So earlier last week or week before last, right before Tabernacle, I had sent out a video. I'm gonna try this share screen. So I'm new to the new part about the yard. So hit share screen, bingo. close a few of these out. All right, click on that. Hit share. How we looking, y'all? Let me go to this video.
Let me see.
Look like we're doing pretty good.
We're
Like we're working. That's right. All right, so how we looking? We all here?
Yeah.
Tell me, let me get a 9 if we looking all right.
They hear you. They hear you. Let's just get a 9 for the truth.
You know, our systems and computers are all slow right now, so we're just trying to make sure everything all right. Don't look good. Go back to sharing. No, you all good. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, got you. Go back. Yeah, I already know. At least I get to see Malaki for a little bit. No, can't see me. Can't see me down there, but it's a little that bar. That bar.
All right, they can hear us.
All right. So this is the prelude to me telling y'all I was coming to do this class. You know what I'm saying? So by popular demand, go ahead and let NehemiYAH do the top. That's gonna make everybody upset and cringe in their seat and call a pastor and they deacon and they mother and they bishop. But they'll be all right because they look, none of them is above the Most High or His word.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and get this first video in.
Biologically, sex is designed for one main purpose: procreation.
Did y'all catch that? Sex by design was created for one main purpose, right? For creation. You were created and you were told in some of your first group of commandments, be fruitful and multiply. So you was charged to get it in and get her done. And do what? Replenish the earth. All right. Now I leave my brother Uriel and YAHKI, beautiful class. They did tell you what all that means to go through the replenishing of the earth. All right. But that was your sole purpose in the beginning. Outside of handling the animals and the planet, doing the will of God, eating of the fruit, just chilling, and reproduce. Right? Anything extra outside of your reproduction is what? Pleasure. Mm-hmm. That's why you see in the scriptures in them classes that I did about the abortions and about the Sabbath and about seeking your own pleasure. Yep. You look at a woman to receive her to have what? Pleasure with her. But the primary is creation.
Right.
All right. All right. And did you know that a man has full life and a woman only has half life? Yeah, man, what the world is you talking about now?
Full life.
What you think I mean by that?
Is he talking about that a man's seed can produce? He can ejaculate a seed in a fertile ground and produce offsprings his whole life.
His whole life.
Yeah.
What about the duration of a woman?
And the woman, once she get to that menopause stage, you know, she can't produce. She can't bear no more children.
So from her flower beginning, where we can find that out in Leviticus 15, to the end of her flower.
Yeah.
That's the only time she has to create.
Right.
Right? Kind of like the stock market. It has a good beginning, it goes up, and then as that menopause comes, the stock goes down.
Right.
But the man's stock stays where?
Stays going up.
Because he can never stop reproducing.
Right.
Unless he has some other stuff going on, but that's a whole nother story. But in its perfect form, in its primary form, a man can reproduce his entire life at every intimate encounter. Everyone.
That's right.
All right. So let's go ahead and see what this woman has to say. I'm going to start it back over a little bit. Let's go ahead and listen to the video.
Biologically, sex is designed for one main purpose: procreation. Anything else, that's extra. The female reproductive cycle comes around once a month. For a man, it's every day. For each sexual act, the woman's one egg is matched by the man's 120 million sperm cells. And let's do some calculation. 120 million sperm cells a day, every day, as opposed to one egg a month, every month, means, assuming all the cells are viable, that it will take only 30 men to impregnate all the women in the world. This points to one clear fact. A man is, by nature, polygamous. Monogamy and fidelity are unnatural situations promulgated by religious beliefs and social pressures. Take those away, every man will cheat. It's simply biological. Let's it's a known fact that women, for the most part, are more emotional than men. So it's natural that after a sexual encounter, she'll be attached. But because a man is visual and logical in nature, there's no emotion involved. For him, it's just a physical release that's got nothing to do with love. A man loves his woman by protecting and providing for her.
That's right.
Period. It's really quite simple.
Uh-oh. We're going to go over some of these scriptures, y'all. So trust and believe we're going to get her done. I think that was pretty much it for that. Yeah.
That was it.
So we're going to kind of go back. I'm going to go back up out of here, out of the full screen.
Step first, right?
And then we're going to hit the stop sharing. I think I did that right. Stop sharing. Yeah, I'm back full.
Awakening strong.
All right. So what did we learn in that video? Now, let's just keep it real. How often does a woman drop an egg down, you know what I'm saying, each month?
Once
Every 30 days, every moon, every month. Moon in Hebrew month, right? So every month she has a cycle. So only one time a month is she's able to get pregnant, right? Maybe twins, how many eggs? Ovulation, right? And then don't get it to the point where she has the right body temperature, the right mood, and all kind of pheromones and all this, you know what I'm saying? If we waited, I'm not being derogatory or condescending. If you waited for the woman to reproduce and for this thing to go forth for mankind, we done. You just have to wait every month. And it's if it take root.
Are you saying just one woman?
One woman.
Oh, okay.
Take all of them.
No,
they all have to cycle 1 month.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So understand that. Then what happened to those women that are not in their flower?
Right.
You ain't getting no reproduction. What about the women that's after they flower? You ain't getting no reproduction. So the best you got somewhere between, you know, numbers can vary, but I'm just gonna use teenage. You got anywhere from 13 to maybe 50. You probably got about 40 years, and that's only a generation to bring a generation in.
Mm-hmm.
Now a man got from the time he can to the time he, how many generations can you heard what that woman said? She said that a man, 120 million sperms rushing every day. Every day. Hey man, give me a calculate, quick calculate. Calculate on the phone, calculate on the phone, calculate on the phone, calculate. You know what? I got one.
I got a calculator.
Hey man, I just numbers, man. So you got 120 millions, 120,000 times 000. That's 120 million, right? Multiply that by 365 days a year.
43.
Boy, that trillion?
It's a trillion. It's 43 trillion 800.
So 43.8 trillion sperms a man can pop off a year. That's why she told you. These Hebrews talking about sperm in Bible class. Hey, it's in the Bible. Let's talk about it.
We ain't talking about
We're talking about the seed.
Transvestites, you know what I'm saying, that they doing at your children's schools.
You heard
what I'm
me.
saying? So come on now.
Transsexual Bible reading in libraries.
Let's not get simple, y'all. Let's just go with the.
But we'll talk about all that in the hot second.
With the scriptures, you know what I mean? And if you get uncomfortable, whatever, we're not going to the room by yourself. You know, continue listening though.
Exactly. Now, so look, there's two things I want to present to you all. If you disagree with polygyny, right, all I ask, right, is go in the law, show where thou shalt not have more than one wife, right, more than one, and the judgment. That's all. It's easy. Because if it's in there should be a law, a judgment, and some story or precept to show it, right?
Sacrifice too.
Exactly, right? So now me, I see that the Most High had made laws to validate it. Oh, Nehemiah, you going off, man. What they saying, bro? I know they probably talking already.
Don't worry about what they saying.
See, look,
all the stuff that they saying, it's like we go address it, but it has to, you have to do your
my thing.
Your thing, and once it gets addressed, and hopefully they've been listening and not just been, listening to what they already think in their mind, you know what I mean?
Right.
And whatnot. That's it.
So look, it's simple for me. I'm going to quickly run in here and show you, right, where the law assumed that polygyny would be valid. Yeah, I said that. The law is going to show you that polygyny would be valid, you know what I'm saying, and expressed as a moral standard in Israel's life. You see what I'm saying? Because the man who wrote the law, right, where the Most High gave him the law to give to Israel, had more than one wife. Right? Absolutely. What about Abraham? How many wives he had? 3, right? He had Hagar, Keturah, and Sarai, or Sarah, right? Then you got Judah, right? Who's the father of who? Us all, right? So if you hate the very first Hebrew, because he had multiple wives, so I want to ask you again, show me the law that Abraham broke for having 3 wives. Show me the judgment the Most High rendered to him for those 3 wives, right? Same thing with who? Moses, the person who gave us the law, who wrote about Adam and Eve, right? And tonight, y'all, we definitely gonna do scriptures, but Nehemiah entertain you, so I deal with you theoretically, biblically. You know what I'm saying? And we can chop it up, right? Because the person, God didn't purpose Adam to have more than one wife, and he would have made him with one, right? That's what they say, right? But my question is, how many ribs do Adam have? I did say theoretical, didn't I? How many ribs does Adam have, y'all? Anybody want to Google that real quick? How many ribs does the human body have?
I don't know.
12 each side?
No, 6 on each side, right?
6 on each side?
I don't know, man. Shit.
That's why I said Google it.
Okay.
See how he going off? Yeah. So I knew that was gonna happen. Look. But look, but see, the whole thing is we'll look at it from a scientific, a theoretical, point of view, and then we're gonna go into some facts about. We're gonna look at the pros and cons of monogamy, right? And then we'll look at some pros and cons of polygyny, right? Because this is gonna be my stand right here. Neither one of them are sin. Neither one are sin. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that for me. YAHKI pulled up how many ribs the human body has.
The vast majority of people are born with 12 pairs of ribs for a total of 24, no matter their sex.
No matter their sex.
The exception of this anatomy rule are people born with specific genetic anomalies. These can take the form of too many ribs.
Right. Just like a person can have too many teeth. You ever see anybody who had multiple teeth in their mouth more than what they're supposed to have? Yeah. So you have those anomalies, right? But so God only made one rib. Took Adam's what?
Rib.
How many ribs he got?
24.
So couldn't Adam have how many wives? 24. I'm just going by that. I'm just going by just theoretically speaking, right? What about these first ribs that's by the sternum? These are called your true ribs. Mm. That's the first 7. Mm. I wonder how many wives they say you get in the kingdom in that book of Isaiah, right? Is that?
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm just theoretically speaking. You see what I'm saying? 7 is complete, ain't it?
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So we can deal with all that. So that's a lot of issues that a lot of people have, is that he made one. But that did not mean he made a monogamous. Because we're going to go to the very first polygamist that we see in scriptures. Right? We're going to go to Lamech. You want to pull that? Yeah. We're going to go to Lamech, y'all. But I want to show you in the law real quick where they made provision. Because remember I said that the Most High had already validate polygyny according to the Bible. So give me Exodus 21. We're going to do Exodus chapter 21.
Genesis 4.
Yeah, you can give me that while you gonna do. I'm just showing my validity part real quick, and then we're gonna go to the very first polygynous marriage. So this is what we're gonna read first. I can't tell you if it's in there. It should be. Give me that Exodus 21, 9 through 11.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 9. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters.
So you see that? So we dealing right there. Listen. Now, mind you, this is the book of Exodus. This is still not the written Torah. You got to keep timelines together, right? Now, this also can show you what happened with Tamar and Judah, right, in Genesis chapter 38. Because ain't that what he did? Judah had betrothed Tamar to marry his first son, right? Was wicked. Most High dropped him. Then he gave him Onan, right? Then what happened with Onan? Onan had that pull-out syndrome, spilling the seed. He wouldn't fulfill the oath of giving child to that, for your brother through his wife. But mind you, the written law wasn't even in the earth yet, but it was understood. Again, showing you many classes we always talk about that the law being in the earth. All right. So go ahead and read, bro.
Verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not diminish.
Stop. Didn't I just say that the Most High made provision for polygyny already? Read that again.
Verse 10 again. And if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not be diminished.
So if he take him another wife, why would God tell the man with two wives after he wrote about the story with one man and one wife that by the time you get to the second book, if a man take two wives? Give me the layman story. Because even in Bereshit we see it. And I'm going to ask you again. Now, Cain had received a mark from God for killing his brother, right? So we see, when you do something wrong, there's a judgment. All I ask you, show me the judgment that God laid upon Lamech for taking two wives. You won't find it. Go ahead, read for us.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Most High and dwelt in a land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he builded a city.
He did what?
And he builded a city.
Oh, wait a minute. Brother, I just got a quick epiphany real quick.
What so, is that?
What verse was that again?
Genesis chapter 4, verse 17.
I'm going to mark that. Keep reading. I'm going to come back to 17. I'm going to come back.
And he builded a city.
So remember, Cain killed his brother, received the mark. He went east of Eden, right? And guess what he did? Knew his wife. So he was a monogamous, right? And this monogamous built the city.
The son.
That's what this monogamous did. What? I'm just saying, man. That's what he's a monogamite. He's a monogamite. He's a non-Hebrew monogamite. Hebrews ain't here yet. Time. Keep going, bro.
And called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch.
All right.
And Enoch was born Arad, and Arad begot Mehuliel. Mehuliel begot Methusiel, and Methusiel begot Lamech. Verse 19.
Verse 19, y'all pay attention. Because people say, well, this wicked man, right? This wicked man had two wives, and we're supposed to base all our culture off what the wicked man did? We're supposed to base our culture off this wicked man. My whole thing is this. That wicked man built the city. I think a lot of these Hebrews I know live in St. Louis City. A lot of you Hebrews live in cities. Ain't none of y'all out in the fields. Half of y'all didn't stay the whole week at Tabernacle. What the hell you talking about? I'm just saying what you mean. Half y'all didn't stay the whole week at Tabernacle. You live in cities. You live in the very city that the first wicked man built. You live in great cities that the first wicked man built.
Mm.
So don't get mad when his son take 2 wives.
Mm.
Then you get mad when a righteous man take 2 wives. Man, he going off, man. I don't know why he don't love me no more. He took this lust and evil. I can't show you, because listen, if you're wicked, wicked says you forsake the law. Show me the law. If you saying I'm sinning, sin is transgression of the what?
The law.
Show me the law. That's all. I'm showing you a provision made by Elohim that says, we read, that if he chooses to take on another wife, long as she don't lose her what? Food. Ain't none of these females hungry. I ain't never saw a female that left one of my brothers that was hungry. Food, they took the clothes with them, so they had raiment. Right? And it said duty of what?
Marriage.
Let's look up duty of marriage. Let's look up duty of marriage.
You got
Look it up. I ain't look it up. Now I'm going right here. I'm going right here.
Okay, you go. Okay.
All right, search the Bible. All right, y'all, you got to deal with your brother. This is my first time on it since we got this system here. So, you're gonna do a Bible. What is that? Who was in Oh, that's right. I need to go back to share screen. I'm going back. Share screen. Click screen. Share screen. And what was it? The Exodus 21. All right, so bing.
In verse 10.
Hey, that's what it is, right?
On the real, you go.
Exodus
A lot of
21.
excuses. You know, so you're gonna hear a lot of excuses on the reason why not to, this, that, and the third. And then the bottom line is,
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these excuses to bed.
and then the bottom line is gonna be, well, it's okay, but I don't want it. I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's I don't agree.
All right, so here we go, y'all.
Right.
Are we full screen? Can anybody see what I'm saying? Yeah. And look, oh yeah, I'm bringing it up. So look, y'all, can everybody see this? Ask them, can they see this?
Can
We can see it. All right, so you look, y'all, we're going back over real quick, right? So we sat here and said that the first man, theoretically speaking, right? God made Adam in his own image, right? And then he made woman in the glory of what? Man, based out of his what? Rib, not his kidney, not his finger, not his arm, his ribs. Then we went in and saw by the anatomy, the man has 12 pair. So 12 this side, 12 this side. In your sternum, the first 7 is called your true ribs, right? Now, so technically, theoretically, Adam could have produced 24 wives. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being theoretical. Then I met a lot of people that will say, well, that's what God intended. Well, if that's what God intended, then why did God make provision in his Torah to deal with polygyny, right? So we read again. Give me that verse 9 again in that Exodus, if you can. For
Verse 9 again. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of a daughter.
And you're dealing with Judah, right? Because we will trace this story back to Genesis 38. And how many wives did Judah have? 4, didn't he? So the patriarch of Israel, who Christ came through, is that sin? Is that evil in God's eyes? So the Messiah was sent through evil bloodlines. Come on, man. Don't make no sense. See, and what you're going to find out, you don't hate the situation. You hate the Bible for real. And I just being honest, because it's in her. So if you believe in this Bible, you follow the whole word, then you have to accept the whole word. Not that, well, I like this one right here, swallow it whole. And I'm done. Swallow it whole, bro. I like how you say it, swallow it whole. Give me that verse 10 real quick.
Verse 10. And if he do not these things, no, I'm sorry, verse 10. If he take him another wife.
If he take him a who?
Another wife.
Is that clear, plain English and understood? All right. Keep going.
Her food,
Her food,
her raiment,
and
her duty of marriage.
her duty of marriage shall not diminish. Right?
Right.
Now, duty of marriage is H5772. Right? So we're going to find out what the duty of marriage is.
Strong's H5772. Oh,
Oh, nah.
nah.
Right?
No.
Oh, nah. That's what it is, baby. So look, read this for me real quick, YAHKI. Oh, nah. Right here.
I see it. From an unused root, apparently meaning to dwell together.
So it means to do what?
To dwell together.
Dwell separate.
To dwell together.
To dwell in different cities.
To dwell together.
To dwell in different states.
To dwell together.
Your wife was purposed to live with you, to cohabitate, right? Your wife, now you have situations when you coming together, you know what I'm saying? I understand, you know, that you met somebody, whatever, but the mission is to do what?
Come together.
Come together, cohabitate, right? You're one flesh. I mean, a lot of us brag about our girth, but ain't nobody riding city blocks. I'm just throwing that out there. Ain't nobody stroking the city block long. We ain't that good. All right, we Israel, we ain't that good though. Read the next part.
Sexually, cohabitation.
There I go again.
Duty of marriage.
That's the duty of. Anybody got a Zondervan Bible Dictionary? Do we got one in here? Oh, we don't.
No.
But the Zondervan Bible Dictionary will reflect that same thing. Look up the word marriage in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. You'll get the same definition. Marriage is the union becoming one flesh, and is constantly what's the word? Nourished through sex. You see what I'm saying? So you still find the same thing. So you can't cohabitate and be sexual all over here. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, matter of fact, I'm not bringing the Bible brought it up. Under the condition given by the Most High when taking on another wife. Food, raiment. Because somebody say, well, if you can't take care of all your wives, you're worse than an infidel. Well, that's only got to feed her. According to the Bible, give her some clothes, according to the Bible, and give her that sexual cohabitation. That's what I'm going to call it. Sexual
cohabitation.
Yeah, I'm going to give her that. But that's what's required. Now, speaking as a man, right? You want to make sure you take care of everything the best you can. But see, we going to read a little bit of that Proverbs 31 because everybody thinks the woman's supposed to stay at home. The woman worked just as well. You ain't going to sit there and get hired by Anheuser-Busch and not go to work because he's the head. Just like Christ didn't sit there on the side and not do no work. Go ahead, bro. You had a question?
Yeah, I just had a question. So I was just thinking about marriage and like multiple wives and whatnot. So, all right, so what about like the Messiah? One simple fact is just he married to Israel as a whole, but then you got different tribes.
Exactly.
So would they be multiple wives?
Matter of fact, let's see what Christ said. Go to Matthew 25. Start at verse 1. We just jump on there. What Uriel was bringing out is that if Christ is married to Israel, right, then Israel has 12 tribes, right? Even when the kingdom come back, is what? 12 names on the gate. It says to be prepared or adorned like a bride for the groom. So it's usually you're being invited to the what? Wedding ceremony, right? And Israel is plural, right? Feminine, but plural. So let's go ahead and see what Christ said. Now, then after we see what Christ said, you know what I'm saying? And then we're a little off script, but we own script. We're going to jump back and see how the Most High look at this thing. Matthew 25, start at verse 1. Hold on, make sure everybody, check and see if we got a set, make sure everybody kind of with us.
Y'all still with us?
Understand, overstand, even though they might not agree. Understand, overstand, understand, even though you might not agree.
Right.
Why are you sitting there trying not to agree if NehemiYAH going off or not? Find us the law and the judgment. Because look, I can go to homosexuality, right? Leviticus 18 and 22, show you, if we talking about sex, right? We're talking about marriage and sexual cohabitation, right? I can go to Leviticus 18 and 22 and show you that a man should not lay with a man as he do with a woman. And that's punishable by death. 6:9 through 11. Then you also, we can go to Romans, right? 1:26 through 32, right? He gave them over to vile affections, right? And if they fell into that, right, that they are worthy, this Christ in the New Testament, they're worthy of death. Even those who are cool with it. You ain't even supposed to be cool with that. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to look up that 1 Timothy too, right? Because people say, well, what about, you know, that's it, man. It ain't the New Testament there. It's clearly, we're going to look up that 1 Timothy 1 and 8. And we'll see that defile themselves with mankind. That's homosexuality. So go ahead and see what Christ had to say. Let's see what our Lord and Savior had to say. So while y'all saying Nehemiah going off, I want to see what y'all say Christ going off. All right. Let's get it.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 1.
What color is this written in, bro?
Oh, really?
Hold on, y'all. I just want to show y'all. This is Christ speaking. All right. Not Nehemiah. Go ahead, bro.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
Stop. Why? If polygyny is wicked, not permissible by God, is frowned upon by God, is not something that God deals with, why would the Son of God, who gets all his orders from God, come down ordered by God to redeem his people back to God, and then like in the very kingdom of heaven that we all supposed to go to, into 10 virgins?
Why use a evil, wicked thing to compare the kingdom of heaven?
Right.
And what the Bible say? Woe to them that call bitter sweet, sweet bitter, good evil, evil good. So why would Christ do it? So if Christ is calling a bitter thing sweet, Christ is no longer Messiah, y'all, because he's sinning. He likened the very kingdom that everybody in this room and online, worldwide, claim they want. Everybody want heaven, but nobody want to die. Well, everybody want heaven, but nobody don't want to be polygynist. Let's get it.
Verse 1 again. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
How many grooms is that?
1.
1. So Christ is giving you a story of 10 women preparing to go visit
1 man.
1 man. All right, let's keep going.
And 5 of them were wise,
So you have 5 wise,
and 5 were foolish.
5 foolish. All right, it's going to break it down. Keep going.
They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
Mm-hmm.
While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh.
The bridegrooms.
Bridegroom,
A couple of men.
the bridegroom
The 1 man.
cometh. Go ye out to meet him. And notice it said him, not them. Meet him.
Oh, great. You say, caught that? To go meet him, not them. We got it. My brother. Rodney got it. Verse 7.
Then all those virgins arose.
How many virgins?
All those virgins
All those virgins.
arose and trimmed their lamps.
Mm-hmm.
And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him.
With who?
With him.
With who?
With him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
Ooh-wee. Boy. I ask you again, if you have an issue with polygyny, you should be in trouble with yourself right now, because Christ didn't have an issue with it. To the fact that the very thing that you trying to live your life to obtain, he like, I'm gonna tell you how joyous that would be. How many of us as men would be happy to walk into a room and shut the door with 5 women? See, look at the smile on these Hebrews' faces, boy. The smile on these Hebrews' faces, brother. You see what I'm saying? And look, you didn't see these women in there tripping and arguing about what? Oh, no, look, sister, you know, go get your thing together. We ain't saying you can't come or don't come, but we ain't gonna short ourselves. Go get your thing together. You know what I'm saying? Come on back. Hopefully you beat him before he get her. You see what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. So let's see if the father of our Messiah kind of had the same understanding in the Old Testament. How about that? Sound like a thing to do? Let's go over here to Jeremiah 3. It's not even hard. We'll hit Jeremiah chapter 3 and 14 real quick. What you see, boo? You in there. YAHKI is my hall monitor, but he ain't telling me what's going on in the hallway. It's going down.
You know our people, man. Our people could be so simple at times, man. You know what I mean?
Tell me some of the stuff that we just gonna hit.
I'm not gonna mention it, you know what I'm saying, none of the stuff that said. I'm just letting you know it's like our people can be simple at times and really
I hate
truly,
this ain't moving.
and really truly, you know, with a sensitive topic, I guess you can say about this because emotions are involved with it, you know. Be aware that people are simple. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of that.
Make it catch up. Cause it's not even a line.
I think you just keep talking about it.
Oh, okay. So are we playing catch up? Uh-oh.
Yeah, you playing catch up now.
All right, so look, let's go ahead and hit this Jeremiah 3, right? Jeremiah 3 and 14. And we're gonna see if the father has the same type of mind that his son had, right? And we're gonna see if we can make this make sense. So let's go ahead and read that. Yes,
Yeah, you good.
You going on the
I'm gonna type it in here.
okay.
Jeremiah 3 and 14. All right. Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, said the Lord, for I am married unto you.
I am what?
Married unto you.
So the Most High is married unto who? The children of Israel.
And now for you simple ones, you know what I'm saying? Is he talking about sex with the children of Israel? Huh? Just like with the parable, you know what I'm saying, of the 10 virgins and stuff like that or whatever, not in 5, you know, when is that talking about sex too as well? Stop being so simple, y'all. You know what I mean? It's too late in the game, you know what I'm saying, for us to start acting ignorant, you know, and simple, you know, on a topic and discussion that is about our culture.
Our culture. And
it's about a choice, you know what I'm saying, for yeah, no doubt, you know what I'm saying, brother. You know, and it's about a culture, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High allowed us to have, which is in the law. We ain't saying all y'all women's, you know what I'm saying, is even ready, you know what I'm saying, for polygyny, or even some of the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that are in polygynous relationship. We're not saying that, you know, but use wisdom, you know what I'm saying, in whatever you do. You know, and we're just trying to bring out, you know what I'm saying, certain scriptures to touch on it, the fact of what you said in the beginning. Look, are y'all a part of the of this culture, or y'all part of our culture? What culture are y'all a part of?
Because listen, monogamy has not worked out for you all. You hear me? It's a heathenistic culture, bro. It's a European culture. Most Afrocentric cultures, even active to this very day, are polygynous. What about you black people understood that you other black people done lost somewhere along the way? You see what I'm saying? The Hebrew culture contains polygyny and monogamy in it, right? And neither one were called a sin. But polygyny is the one talked about the most. And monogamy ain't did you no good. No good. The first couple in creation was monogamous. And ain't none of you niggas in the garden no more. Yeah. You all out the garden. Every one of us die. Every one of us grow old. All of us grow sick. All because of the monogamous relationship in the beginning. Then you hate because I heard, oh, well, you want us to follow the culture of the wicked man, but don't the scriptures teach you that that the man should not suffer the sins of the father, nor the father suffer the sins of the son? Ain't that Torah? So why y'all tripping off of Lamech as if he the one who killed Cain? I mean, as he was Cain to kill Abel. You just made Lamech evil just because his father was evil. But it's funny, it couldn't be too evil because you can read about Lamech in more detail in the book of Jasher in chapter 2. Talks all about Cain's children. So if you want to do more study and see more detail about Cain's life, even when Cain get killed and dies, right? So if a son can't suffer the sins of the father, then why are you sitting here trying to make Lamech polygynous relationship wicked just because Cain was wicked? You bearing false witness, you going off. You have no leg to stand on with that, right? It's just what it is. So what was that again? We were just reading that what?
Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 3.
So read that 3:14 again.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14 again. Turn, O backsliding children, said the Lord, for I am married unto you.
I am married unto you.
And I will take you one of a city.
One of a city.
And two of a family.
Two of a family.
And I will bring you to Zion.
Have he made this vow or decree with any other nation outside of Israel? No. Well, he says he's only taking one, then he's taking two. Well, I can play with that and say he's dealing with polygyny, right? Give me Ezekiel 23, 1-6. We'll see it. Right? Because you got to remember, during these times, remember, keep your timelines together. Was Israel split? He's talking to Israel. How many kingdoms of Israel were there? 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not making this up, right? So if he's gathering Israel back, even at this point, you can see he's still gathering 2 people that he was married to back to one thing, right? One flesh. Uh-oh. Or one olive tree is what they call it, right? So let's get that Ezekiel 23, 1-6.
Ezekiel 23.
Say, I sound like CeeLo.
What you talking about?
I've definitely heard that before. I don't even know how CeeLo sounds. That's a killer part.
You don't know how to see what sound?
Man, I don't. That sound
Ezekiel
like
23.
well, it's confirmation. You sound like
Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 1.
we'll read 1-6.
The word of the Most High came again unto me, saying.
So who's speaking?
The Most High.
Unto who?
Ezekiel.
All right.
Son of man, there were 2 women,
Uh-oh.
the daughters of one mother,
Uh-oh.
and they committed whoredoms in Egypt.
Whoa. The Most High is married to a people, right? They all come from one mother, right? And they committed whoredoms in Egypt. Who do you think the Most High is talking about?
He's talking about Israel.
He's talking about Israel.
12 tribes.
Listen. I'm gonna make this. I know I do a little Q&A. I'm gonna keep it real simple, y'all. I would not try to over trick you. This Bible's written for Israel, by Israel, to Israel, about its origins, its rise, its fall, and its soon coming redemption. So if I'm saying who the Most High is talking about, the answer will definitely probably always be Israel. Who he was married to? Israel. Who he's going to redeem?
Israel.
Who he's going to gather?
Israel.
Who is salvation for?
Us alone.
As,
Israel.
there it is. Who did Christ come for?
Us alone.
That's it.
His holy nation.
There it go. His set apart people. Just what it is.
Kodesh.
But I want you, God. I just want people to see that he dealt with us and he looked at us even in the plural sense. So we already see that Christ likened, right? The kingdom of heaven, and this is the Son of God, to a polygynous mindset, right? 10, 5 foolish, 5 wise, 5 went in, doors shut. 1 bridegroom. Now we dealing with 1 God, 1 man, or 1 Elohim, 1 head. Now he's dealing with a people he's married to, right? Taking 1 from her and 2 from her, right? Now 1 and 2 means 3. But I'm just going here and let this explain itself, because Jeremiah was doing a certain time when Israel was what? And Ezekiel was dealing with a certain time when Israel was what? So now he's dealing with, but don't believe me, This will tell it.
Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 3.
All right.
And they committed whoredoms in Mizraim. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the tits of their virginity. And the names of them were Allah, the elder, Aholah, the elder, and Aholabah, her sister.
So these are two women, right? The Most High is telling the Son of Man that he was dealing with two women. You don't see it yet? Let's keep reading. And they
no, right here. And Holah, and the names of them were Aholah, the elder, and Aholibah, her sister. And they were mine.
And they were who?
And they were mine.
He had possession. Your wife is your what? Is your possession. Let's keep going.
And they bear sons and daughters.
That would be the rest of y'all Israelites. Keep going.
Thus were their names. Samaria is Holah, and Jerusalem Aholabah.
Do y'all see that? Now, listen, my brother is known to be the chopper of names.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But can we see past where we at? So we dealing with Aholah, which is the elder, right? That was being figuratively said to be really Samaria, right? Then you have the other sister who was Jerusalem. Now it should make sense to you when you see these names that God told you that I was married to these two right here, right? These two daughters, right? When they first started going off in Egypt, they gave sons, daughters, birth. Now, you know, most I didn't physically have sex with them. Like my man said, stop being simple. But he was married to him. He was one flesh with him, and they was his possession, right? So now we see that the creator of all creators understood and used and spoke in a mindset of I'm dealing with me and multiple wives, and his son also thought and moved and even parabolized as he's parabolizing in that same mindset.
See the vibration of the Father even speaking about it. The Son is speaking about it.
You know the Son will speak about it. The Father speaks about it.
Yeah, he talking the same language, and we being Christ followers, you know what I'm saying, followers of Christ, of course we have to speak about it, you know, and we have the pleasure, you know, in the orders from our Father to say that we can do it. You know what I mean? So why we run around here and say why are we running around here with the spirit of can't?
Well,
no, that's the spirit that is in this world.
Exactly.
You know, however, you know, we do as men are new creatures. We are new creatures in the word of Yahweh, and we understand, you know, the pros and cons of being in a polygynous relationship. You know,
all right, we don't hit that.
Some of us, you know, need to be priests before we be kings to these women.
My brother, absolutely. So, absolutely.
You know, a lot of us, you know, rush into certain things and then we backpedaling.
Oh, humper lights. So you running there too quick, huh?
Yeah.
So run up enema lights.
Then we backpedal. You know what I'm saying? And then you have these women that are already, you know, didn't have a father figure, and then been touched by their uncle or their cousins and stuff like that. And now they done had multiple men and stuff, and now these women are waking up. YAHKI called it right yesterday. Was it yesterday, last night, about the second awakening? You know, they get awakened, you know, and then they get used by wicked men who have a Bible in one hand and a contraceptive in another.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So
you telling me the men of the Lord using rubbers?
Man, look here, they was doing wickedness in the Bible.
But it was pulling out. They sure was pulling out.
Priests, you know what I'm saying, was having, you know, they way with women. So men are gonna do that, you know. However, the Most High gave us all, what is that? The spirit of discernment. You know, be friends first. You know what I mean? Be a brother to that daughter. Be a
court her
to
first.
That brother.
Court her first.
Yeah.
Know what color she like first, huh? Know what she might be allergic to or something.
Yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying? I guess, but not in that.
You don't fit on lamb. She allergic to it.
No, not in that sense.
You'd have killed her with Bambi.
of that Valentine stuff. You know
No,
what
I
I'm
ain't
saying?
talking.
But
You know I ain't talking.
I know that, you know, but again, people are simple, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And to be honest with you, this is a very touchy subject, you know, for our people, man. You know.
Look, I just want y'all to see and understand that God thought in this manner when he talked about dealing with his people. His
Yes,
son thought in this manner. That too alone, we should be done with this whole topic and be done. If you claim you believe this, you claim you follow this, you claim you are a child of Israel written about in this, you really ain't got no ground to stand on hating polygyny.
Right.
Right? But we're gonna hit some more sensitive issues areas, right? So I'm gonna have him. You got something?
That was it.
All right.
And I love to play the harlot when she was mine. No, I got to read verse 5, right?
Oh, you ain't got to. I mean, they got the gist of it.
Okay,
You want to read it?
then
Go
I'm
ahead.
done, I'm done.
The whole gist of me was going to that Ezekiel 23, 1-6, and that Jeremiah 3 and 4, is to give you the same mindset that Christ also had, which he receives that mindset from his Father, that is not wicked of the Elohim or the son of Elohim to look at Israel from a polygynist point of view or perspective or understanding. The whole end game is us being made to be the brides, ready and adorned for our King.
Right.
The whole Bible speaks in this manner. And at the end of the day, what my brother Uriel was saying, plain as day, there is 12 tribes, 12 different women. You see what I'm saying? And even in the end game, a man gets to 7. You see what I'm saying? True ribs, 7. You see what I'm saying? You can't get around it. The Most High made provision. So we're going to read this provision. I forgot to read the other one. So give me that one again. Exodus 21 and 10 for the meat.
Oh, Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus 21 and 10. And then you give me Deuteronomy 21. We're going to read 15 through 17. And then we're going to go and hit some of the places they like to run. You know what I'm saying? When they try to, you know, deal with the situation about this is why you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So we showing how the Most High shows and speaks in this manner. Christ speaks in this manner. Then you try to blame Lamech, say they want to follow the example of the wicked man. But then you anti-Torah and you bearing false witness because just because his father was wicked don't make him wicked. Because the father and son can't bear each other's sin.
And then if your daddy, you know what I'm saying, wasn't in the truth, does that make you wicked then too?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look.
You know how your grandfather was, you know, in a crap house, you know what I'm saying? Having this way with little boys, does that make you wicked now?
Should you be punished because he was punished for
You
dealing
know,
with little boys?
Regardless of being punishment, just to be even called wicked, does that make you wicked?
No.
You know what I'm saying? With
you know
your
I ain't
daddy,
gonna agree with that.
because people gonna say, well, you know, the third commandment, you know what I'm saying, down to the third or fourth generation and stuff like that or whatever. Not. Yeah, judgment will come down on third or fourth generation, but you know, just because your daddy was wicked doesn't make you a wicked person, man.
Well, look, using the premise that YAHKI says, look, let's even look at that for her. I deal with you theoretical. Well, listen, how many generations are we here in America? You heard 400 years. How many generations? You passed the third and fourth now. And you still here.
Right.
And you're still suffering the curses of your forefathers for their wickedness. That's not the same. This is the curses, not the punishment. You see what I'm saying? You're suffering the curses, but you ain't suffering the punishment. If Uriel goes and kill a man, the punishment for that is death to Uriel, not death to Uriel, it's death to his children. His children can't bear that because they didn't perform that. Did that make it a little bit clearer? If YAHKI, you know what, does something wicked, I ain't gonna put no name on it, just does something wicked, you punish YAHKI for that. Same way in this government today, if I go do something wrong, they don't want to lock up the whole house of Nehemiah. Just lock up Nehemiah. You see what I'm saying?
Man, they even go back to Abraham. It's like his father was wicked. Abraham wouldn't.
Man.
Oh, man. Boy, did y'all hear Uriel?
Man, look, we could even.
Man, that was cold. Did you hear what he said?
Abraham.
He said Abraham's father was wicked.
Right.
Idolatry, the very sin that God hates the most, like way up there. But Abraham was not only not wicked, friend of God, brought out of that and given a covenant and promises and land even before the circumcision.
That's right.
Then blessed all after that. And then look at us. Look how wicked we've been ever since. So don't none of us deserve it. If we're going to say Lamech gets gone off on and he off for his multiple wives because he was the son of Cain, all y'all the son of Israel suffering the curses because you're wicked. Everybody gone. Christ go back home. It's done. It's a wrap. I'm out here. It's over with. That's how it can't make sense, bro. You see what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and read. We read that real quick. You got that Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
If a man have 2 wives.
If a man has what?
2 wives.
Where is that book at? Can you call the name of that book again?
Deuteronomy chapter 21.
Is that written by the man who was a polygamist himself?
Yes, sir.
Moses?
Yes, sir.
Who read about the monogamous relationship that failed in the beginning? Right? And then whose son, who was still alive, built the great cities that a lot of you so-called Hebrews live in now? Okay, keep going.
One beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children.
So now we see that the Most High did what I said earlier, made provisions in the law to deal with polygyny. If he made provisions in the law to deal with polygyny, polygyny cannot be wrong. Because we could go, give me that, what was something about that? Leviticus 18? Give me Leviticus 18:22. We'll show you, if God wants you to know that a sexual sin is wrong, or if something is wrong, he's going to tell you it's wrong. Leviticus 18, and then one of y'all give me Leviticus 20 and 13. When God wants you to know it, you're going to know it. Like he told you, if you blaspheme or you trespass, blaspheme his name, you gone. If you sit there and break the Shabbat, you gone. If you don't keep Passover, you cut off. You see what I'm saying? When he wants you to know something, he's going to tell you that. He ain't going to leave it in a whole book and give you no understanding. You are not going to find in this book where it says that thou should not have more than one wife. And you will not find in this book or any of the extra books where it says that a man's judgment for having more than one wife is this. Because that case showed me happening to Abraham. Sure, it happened to Judah. You know what I'm saying? Showing it happened to Moses. Showing it happened to David. Showing it to happening to Solomon, Abiyah, Gideon. Show me happening to all these great men in Israel.
Or even to that wicked man. So it happened to that wicked man, Lamech.
Or Lamech. They call him wicked.
Yeah, and if he was wicked, you know what I'm saying?
Show what happened to Lamech.
At least show
surely Lamech should be judged.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. We'll do some more reading. We're gonna find out that the Most High actually told David, if you wanted more wives, I would have gave you that. But what you can't do is take that man's wife. So if God was against polygyny, why would he tell David, who had a heart like him, that you can have, I would have gave you many, what? I would have flooded you with wives. Because I know you can produce 120 million sperm a day. I created you. I know you popping 43 trillion babies a year. Look at that. Boy, you popping 43 trillion baby. Boy, that woman said 30 men can repopulate the whole planet. Because I'll see you next month if you ain't get pregnant. Next. You see what I'm saying? But your God made that way. I didn't do that.
I mean, even like people who breed dogs, man, they tell you about
the studs.
Studs. Man, they keep the male dogs. Those are the ones they keep for studs, and they find everybody who got the female dog.
You know what, bro? That's how prevalent that is. Now remember, listen, y'all. We dealt with this horrific slave trade, right? I can't think of that man we talked about one time in the older classes, where this man, he was just used to make babies. This man probably fathered over 200 or 300 children.
Yeah.
He was a slave and he just was a stud. He was a buck. They just brought Negro women. Uncle Jack. Somebody look that up, man. Uncle Jack was a Negro slave. Probably fathered between 200 to 500 children, bro. You got something to ask? Oh, okay. You got this? 20 through 23. To land back up what we was talking about earlier about David, right? We're in Samuel, 20 through 23. 2 Samuel chapter 6. Hold on. Second, go ahead, you right.
2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 20. Then David returned to bless his household.
Mm-hmm.
And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came.
So, go ahead.
Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, "How glorious was the king of Israel today."
So what happened is he came back with a victory, right? And so his wife, which was Saul's daughter, is looking at him. And he down there jamming with everybody. He kicking it, he happy, we won, And so his wife's sitting there just peeping stuff out. Mm-hmm. That jealousy women, God don't like that jealous woman. We touch on that too. But go ahead, finish that.
Who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants.
The handmaids? So these are his servants. What sound like Judah? Didn't Judah have 2 handmaid wives? Handmaids become wives. Judah had Rachel, Leah, and their handmaids became Jacob. I'm tripping. I'm telling that slack. Go ahead, bro.
As one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered themselves.
So she said, "Are you out there acting vain? You been out there working? Are you out there just dancing it all away, huh?" Keep going. Watch what
Verse
happens.
21. And David said to Michal, "It was before the Lord."
It was before who?
It was before the Lord.
You tripping off the handmaids. You tripping off them women that was there. All right, I'm gonna show you how this gonna play out.
And David said unto Michal, "It was before the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
which chose me before thy father."
So he was chosen. God chose a polygynist. Keep going.
And before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
over Israel.
So we know that the people of the Lord of Israel, when we go back and deal with that Jeremiah 3, Ezekiel 23, who he was married to. And we see that those 2 kingdoms, right? Samaria and Jerusalem, 2 wives. Keep going.
Therefore I will play before the Lord, and I will yet be more vile than thus.
So since you tripping, since you want to be jealous and tripping off me dancing in front of handmaids, but what I'm doing is for the Lord. So this, I'm talking a little mess. So I'm a man of the Lord. You mad at me because I'm dealing with stuff about manners of the Lord? So you tripping off because maybe a daughter might call my phone about might need some prayer, another one might need some information, another one might need some script. You tripping about that? And I'm doing the work of the Lord that he appointed me over the people. All right.
And will be base in my own sight.
So I'm gonna go very base. I'm gonna go. You know what?
I'm gonna be more vile than this.
I'm gonna be more vile than you. You tripping? You effing up? I'm finna go loaded, but still not against the law.
Just against
That's
her
good.
feelings.
Just against her feelings.
You know what I'm saying? That was good.
And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of,
Those women, because I wasn't doing it for them, but those women. Go ahead.
of them shall I be had in honor.
So he said, of those women, I'm gonna be made had in honor.
I'm gonna have them in honor.
You hear me? He gonna go humble him some handmaids. Keep reading though.
Verse 23. Therefore, Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death.
So the Lord shut the womb up. She produced no children. Right. And what the brother said in the audience, right? My horse-like brother. my large and light brother. Is that our women have to stop being jealous of the women, bro. Right? We have to stop that. We really got to stop that. Because the whole thing is this, listen, it was built this way. And we see what happens when jealousy happens, right? Instead of you moving as one family, you moving separate. So remember Israel doing most of those times when they was in different kingdoms was warring and killing each other while falling further and further away from our Elohim, right? So we got that. So then give me that Leviticus. Did we do that Leviticus 18?
Oh, no.
And then somebody give me Leviticus 20 and 13. Because we'll see when the Most High wants you to know that something is a sexual sin or sexually immoral. If you're saying that polygyny, having sex with more than one woman, is sexually immoral or not permissive by the Most High, which ain't nobody proved yet. Anybody put a scripture there where it's illegal to have more than one wife?
Nah. The only thing they probably would say is Adam only had one wife, and that was in the beginning. So in the beginning was not so well. In the beginning, we
lost the kingdom beyond that.
No doubt. But in the beginning, what I'm saying, we wasn't eating meat. But why you telling me all this? You smacking on some chicken wings right now. You know what I'm saying?
So in the beginning, when he eating meat, huh?
Yeah. So
you was on some natural juices and berries.
Yeah, and then also too, more than one wife came before we was permitted to eat meat. You know what I'm saying? He had to tell us that, okay, you can eat this, you can eat this meat, you can eat that meat. But he didn't have to tell us, you know what I'm saying, you can have more than one wife. He didn't have to tell us that. It was already, you know what I'm saying, established already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on now, be for real.
Exactly.
You know, it wasn't so in the beginning. You know, we wasn't supposed to, okay, when they put that brontosaurus burger down that you eating right now.
Because you know what he's saying? Because in the beginning, you weren't supposed to eat meat. Right? But now here it is, you eating meat. You see what I'm saying? Just like in the beginning, it wasn't the multiple wives, but you can have it now. You see what I'm saying? And especially when he made a provision for it.
I mean, it was already ordained.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right? You know what I'm saying? Because listen, I'm going to tell you another thing too. And again, I'll be theoretical with you. Then we're going to get some more scripts, right? If you are a serial monogamist, right? A person that goes around and have boyfriend, girlfriend, what you think you're doing? You're a polygynist anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like introspectual. You see what I'm saying? You're doing the same thing. You're one man who has a flavor for a lot of different women.
Oh,
You're doing the same thing. Oh, wait. What about the cheater? The man who goes with his woman. And then his woman, he answered his phone. He didn't come home last night. He was on weekend. Oh. And then soon as she find out, you was with that bee. And then you be like, I can't help myself. It's built in him. You see what I'm saying? And then when you catch him, guess what happens? This is the part I think that love me. This is what they say in probably 90% of cases. Well, if you wanted another bee, all you had to do was what? Say so. What? I tell you, I wanted another. Now I'm gonna tell you then. Then, even if that ain't said, you get mad at me, you take him back, and he do it again, and you take him back again. Or if you're a monogamous, continue to be married over and over. How many people have more than one wife and a divorce? 2 wives and a divorce. 3 wives. And I'm talking about the legal in America way. Don't get into how the Most High really look at this marriage thing. You probably have been married and divorced, boy.
man, for the wrong reasons too.
It's like, man, you think about like the Most High, like in general, just like wisdom is compared to a woman, and then love is a woman. Because like in what's this, 1 Corinthians chapter 13.
Bring it out.
It says here, the whole chapter talking about love, but verse 5 it says, do not behave itself unseemly, seek it not her own. It's not easily provoked, thinking no evil. So it's just like love is compared to a woman. So it's just like the Most High kind of like got multiple wives, which is like spirits, which is love, understanding.
Makes sense, bro.
Yeah.
Makes all the sense in the world when you put it together. Listen, this whole thing is that you're supposed to be moving on one accord. Because when a man becomes one flesh, right? When you look at this one flesh, right? He's becoming one flesh with that wife.
Right.
You ain't becoming one flesh with that wife, woman. Stop tripping. He's one flesh with the wife. You're not. You're not anatomically built to become one flesh. I'm being rated PG. One flesh with a woman. That's his thing. So if he got one wife, he humble, become one flesh. They create life, right? He lays with another woman, they become one flesh. Them two women ain't one flesh. They just sister wives. They sisters. That's all they are. They not intimate because the Most High still ain't letting you bring homosexuality into your bed, bestiality into your bed.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Boy, I remember we had to do that class on that Hebrews 13 and 4. Lord, that's a whole nother talk. Anyway, so look, when you sit here and look at this, and we understand that this is a whole setup. Give me that Leviticus 18. We're gonna go ahead and hit those, and I'm gonna keep going. Leviticus 18 and 22, and then we'll hit that go over a few and hit that 20 and 13, and then we'll hit that quick Titus real quick. He's in his phone watching the chat.
Oh, okay.
he's over there being a chatter light.
No, I'm listening to.
So Leviticus 18 and give me 22. And then one of y'all can give me
I got Leviticus 20.
20 and 13. 20 and 13 for you.
Okay. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22.
Let's get it.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
You do you see how simple? Thou shalt not have more than one wife, only stick to one. See how easy that was? Keep going. Give me a little bit more. See what else.
It is an abomination.
It is a what?
Abomination.
Come on, man. When God wants you to know something is abomination, he will tell you. Keep going. See what
Verse
else.
23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion.
See there? So if he tell you, see how clear he made that? No bestiality.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So when he wants you to know what you can and cannot do, he's going to tell you. He's not going to throw it in the air and be like, they'll figure it out. Because you can't get right with the law in your face. Let alone give you a law you got to figure out. And half of y'all stumble at the shadow. Give me that 20 and 13.
I got the 20 and 13.
All praises. Give me Romans 1.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13.
26. And then we probably do 26, 27, and jump down to 32. Or the whole thing. Go ahead, bro.
If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with the woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
There it go again. And mind you, the sexual immoral laws are in where? Everybody who understands Torah, claim to be an Israelite that follows the law, should know if I want to know if I committed a sexual crime against the Most High God, I go into Leviticus 18 and I go into Leviticus 20. And in Leviticus 18 and 20, where the sexual immoral laws are, there is no law that says thou shalt not have more than one wife. So it can't be sexually immoral. Let's get it.
They shall surely be put to death.
That should be what?
Surely be put to death.
Let's go back to the beginning of the class. I said, if you believe that polygyny is against God, show the law. And then I came right behind and said, do what? And then show us a judgment. What you just see?
They shall surely be put to death, judgment. Their blood shall be upon them.
On who?
On them.
Man, give me one more verse. Let's just see what else.
Verse 14. If a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness.
See that? If a man takes, see how clear that Most High, it's clear. If man takes his mother, it's what?
If a man takes a wife and her mother.
So you can't be having, you know, brothers, our brothers love that. In this wicked mindset, hey man, I hollered at that girl, man, and her mama gave me some too. Ooh-wee. There are sex flicks out there I heard of. With mothers and daughters. Strike that. So you got that? Give me that Romans 1:26 real quick. And then we're going to hit that 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. I'm going to try to start pulling that up. You're going to do 9 through 11. And you 26 to 32.
Okay. Romans chapter 1, verse 26. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
Amen.
For this cause God gave them up into vile affections. For even their women did change their natural use into that which is against nature.
Ooh-wee.
And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly.
See that? You see how easy it is? Now, only thing you see Paul is doing is going back and giving you the same understanding that you got out of Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20. Right? So you have the law and now you have the testimony. You have the shadow of things to come and the light and understanding.
And receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat.
Mm.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to reprobate minds, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God,
Where you at?
despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things,
Inventors of evil things.
disobedient to parents.
Ain't that usually what happened? And listen about it. When you think about these sexual immoralities and you think about any of this sinful nature, usually you'll find a whole list or legion of spirits or list of wickedness that follows those type of mindsets. And you don't believe me? Just go back and check. Re-examine the situation where you see this happening and watch the relationships. And just, you ain't got to prove it to me. The Bible said it, so I believe it. But prove it to yourself if you need it. Keep going.
Without understanding, covenant breakers.
Covenant breakers. Because doing this, going against Torah, right? All those things are anti-Torah. That means you're breaking God's covenant that he made with your people, right?
That's right.
Covenant breakers.
Without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death.
So those who commit these covenant breaking things is worthy of what?
Death.
Yeah.
Didn't we read that in Leviticus 18?
Mhm.
Did we read that in Leviticus 20?
Sin.
So when God wants you to know something is an abomination, it's a sin, it's wicked, it's worthy of death, he will tell you again, showing the law where polygyny is against God's law and what is his judgment, right? So this is what they'll say, right? So we're gonna go to Timothy now. Somebody give me 1 Timothy 8.
About First Corinthians.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead, my fault. I thought we was
Not
finished.
only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
So you people who do it, even those who are cool with it, because you're not supposed to share time and space with wickedness, bro. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to separate yourself from wickedness. You're supposed to be a set apart people. You're supposed to be called above. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit at the table of the devil and the table of the Lord.
That's right.
You just can't do it. How does light fellowship with darkness? Satan and Christ ain't kicking it together. You know what I'm saying? They ain't homeboys out there at the bar.
Mhm.
They raging war with each other. You're supposed to be at war with sin, not buddy with it. Or as my brother Malaki says, playing footsies with it. You know what I'm saying? So give me that 1 Timothy. We're going to keep on going. 1 Timothy 1. And we're going to read 1 Timothy 1, 8 through 10. Oh, my fault. My brother, keep me on top. And one more time so we can see.
1 Corinthians 6.
Yep, 6,
Oh, yeah.
9 through 11.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yah? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind,
Ooh-wee. So we'll have to look some of that up. Keep going.
nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Elohim. And such were some of you. See, that's the thing, though. Such were some of you. But ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of Yahweh HaMashiach and by the spirit of our Elohim.
All right,
Yahushua.
so we're at 1 Corinthians 6. Let me go to screen share. We'll scroll on down, right, so I can be ready for y'all when I do screen share. I'm getting the hang of the screen share thing. I just ain't got this up and down thing together yet. Oh, I can't stand this. We need a mouse. How about that? Ha ha. Then hit Strongs. All right, now I can go back here, share screen, share, click, share, and back here. All right. Think everybody can see it? All right. Hit the tab. Yeah. I'm finna go down here to 1 Corinthians 6.
You gotta make a full screen now.
How? How you make it a full screen on Blue Letter?
Man, you know, I don't do no damn.
Make it a full screen on Blue Letter, I don't know how.
I know nothing about no computers.
Man, you going off the 3 dots up right there, the green. Close on that bullshit up. There's a max stay on the left. You close out anything to the right, middle.
Okay. Right on, bro.
All
All right, fam. Shalom. I'll call you. All right, shalom. All right. So we're going to read this 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. We're going to go back here. Now, you see where it says abuser of themselves. Keep in mind that G733, you're going to see it again when we go to Timothy, right? In English, it's worded different, but it's the same definition, y'all. It's worded different, but it's the same definition. So I'm going to click on G733, right? Let's go ahead and read it.
Strong's G733. Arsenokoites. Arsenokoites.
That sound like you gay. So check this out. What does definition say right here?
One who lies with a male as with a female.
Can I make that up?
Sodomite, homosexual.
Yeah. All right. So clearly, right? G7. So we're going to go back. Now we're going to go to this first. Give me 1 Timothy 8 through 10. And we'll see it again. And the only thing I'm doing right now, and I'm taking the long way right, because I just want to make sure we dispel all the myths that you will try to run to, right? The Most High, when he lets you know something is going off, he'll let you know it's going off. You ain't even got to worry about it.
Yeah, we can't be making up sins as we go along.
Exactly. We cannot be making up sins as we go along. Get out your feelings.
Yo.
That was our horse-like brother heading up out of here. Yahoo! Lock the door. Oh, he gonna lock. Yeah, I can. All right. We can go ahead and read verse 10 for meeting time's sake. Meeting time's sake. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 10. Right.
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 10.
No, you know what? Go ahead and start at 8, man. We gotta do 8. We gotta do 8.
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 8. But we know that the law is good.
Is what?
It's good.
So I should better go in the law, find out what? Anything I need. Because the law is what? It's good. Keep going.
If a man use it lawfully.
Oh, there you go.
There we go right there. There you go right there. I like that because, and if I may interject.
No, please, brother, by all means, speak.
Because it says, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. So now this goes into what this whole, I believe the whole term basis of this lesson, is lawfully for us men to have multiple wives. However, wicked man and righteous man can have multiple wives. And we hear a lot more of what's went wrong in these multiple situations and stuff like that, more so than we hear the righteousness of it all. But we also have to remember, you know, I said we're dealing with Israel, and 2/3 of us goes to the lake. You know what I'm saying? 2/3 of us is wicked as all outdoors. So of course you're gonna hear more so of it not working out or whatever, not then you are gonna hear about it working out. You know what I'm saying? The world is given to the wicked, and we just came from out of the world, you know. And again, family,
and you're just learning your culture again.
Exactly. And again, family, you know, men are going to make mistakes, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. It's for us, it's for you sisters, you know what I'm saying, to help us men, you know, to balance, to be a balance, and don't get out of pocket, you know what I'm saying, trying to take the lead either.
So what you're speaking, if we read this and we read this right, it says that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. So I can go back here to Genesis, what you're speaking of, and go to Genesis chapter 3 and read what you're reading, right? If I'm using the book of the law lawfully. Right? Example of what we at this, all you gotta do is do it what we doing to prove it. Genesis chapter 3, verse 6. I'm sorry, 16. Where am I at? Flip.
26.
I know, I'm in show going off, ain't it? Big old fingers. Did I get it?
Right here.
Oh no, I'm really going off. I'm tripping. Hold on, maybe it's 2:16. Going off.
What you looking for? 2:16.
He should rule over thee.
Yeah, that was it. It was it
Well,
was 3. Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Bro.
oh, I'm tripping. I was right there.
Yeah. It ain't just gonna come out and hit you right there.
I know. I turned up. Y'all
Really,
look.
you gotta
Go
read,
back and
you know,
listen to it. I went there. Read that for me real quick. You said go to the law. We use it lawfully. What does it say?
Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
It's just that simple. And was not, am I correct? Just you know, tell me if I'm tripping. Wasn't the woman made to be a help meet for the man?
That's right.
Right? So be that. Be his pillar of rest that you read in the Apocrypha. You see what I'm saying? Not his battlefield, as some of my brothers say down here. Don't be his battlefield. Because if you his battlefield, and he know he can have more than one, where you think he's gonna go? To his peaceful place. And also, I'm gonna tell you something psychologically, man. You know, it keeps it together. Like when you have a house with multiple children, my man has it, I have it, he has it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You have multiple children. Well, more than one. Here, so you know, they keep each other in balance. One act out, the other one might check the other one. You know what I'm saying? If they all one acting bad, and that one is the leader acting bad, they all gonna act bad. But if one that ain't bad, you know what I'm saying, the other acting bad, they gonna get all of them together, even without you around. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of children. A whole lot of them. And my 14-year-old ain't nothing like what my other 14-year-olds used to be. Because you're like, I didn't saw enough. You ain't gotta worry about me. I'm good. I ain't doing nothing that them other cats done did. I done been around and saw it. And I don't want none of my daddy smoke.
You always hear the other kids tell the others, I told you daddy said don't do that.
Yeah.
One listen.
One listen. But that's how the scripture go though. All right, so we're gonna go to here to that 1 Timothy 8 real quick, right? And we're gonna finish that out. So we at verse 9 now, if I'm right. We just read the 8. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. This is the last thing. I'm just going to this. No, we'll just go to 10. This is for the meeting. Then we'll jump to the rest of the stuff that I'm on. Because we're going to talk about this monogamy like you was just talking about. I actually want to go there. So we're going to read 1 Timothy 1 and 10.
1 Timothy 1 and 10.
Yeah.
1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 10. For whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind.
We can stop right there. I just want you to see that G733 again. My screen still shining with them. I think I'm still in the screen share. So we click on it again. You will still see it's the same word. It's homosexuality. Right here. One who lies with the male as a female, sodomite, homosexual. So in the New Testament, yes, it speaks against homosexuality and all that. I go to stop screen sharing? Not yet. I don't even know where it's at. Malaki. Oh, when he got rid of that screen, it took that out. Oh, he went off. There we go. That's back. All right, y'all. So look, I kind of want to talk about this. Now I had wrote down some things, right? Because I like to do the fact finding part, right? So let's do the pros and cons, right, of monogamy. Monogamy 1, right? Very first relationship on the planet, right? What happened? Kicked out the garden, lost our eternity, suffered sin and death, thorns and thistles. It's out of monogamy, right? Yeah.
You know, everything that we see, everything that we see here that I've been reading on the chat, everything that we would say, I'm talking about, to the diseases, to the physical disease, the mental disease, the men hitting on women, women hitting on men.
You want to hear the stats on that?
No, I don't want to hear the stats. I'm just saying.
I'm going to give you tell me this whole mission is part right
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, my problem, you know what I'm saying? You know.
You can see
but everything that
a brother
everything that we see here today happened because
under the ban of monogamy.
Yeah, you know, under the ban of monogamy, and how we are here today, us Israelites, is under the banner of polygyny. So did I get into
Boy, I like how he said that. You see what he's saying? We're here based off of, boy, y'all ready to go home? YAHKI, excellent point. Listen to what the brother's saying. We are all here in our lowest state because of a monogamous relationship, right? We lost it. The ball was dropped. But us as the children of Israel are here because of the polygynous relationship of Abraham and of Moses, who gave us the law, and of Jacob, who gave birth to the 12 sons, to which forth we all sprout out of.
That's right.
Right.
It's just that simple. And the only thing you're dealing with is your feelings. You and your feelings. But then you tripping out while your man jumping around and doing everything. You do better just to keep yourself chaste and holy, seeking the Most High, and wait for a righteous man to come and deal with you. Because the righteous man is supposed to find you anyway. The man seeketh the wife, right? So let's hear some statistics. The pros of monogamy, right? Yahweh created Adam and Eve. That's a pro, right? Emotional security. It's just you and her. You see what I'm saying? Okay, the kids are driving you crazy, but it's you and her. Another one, financial peace. Because y'all got y'all money thing, you know what I'm saying? You work, she work, right? And if y'all don't want me to run this thing super long, I can go to Proverbs 31 and show you that she was a merchant, right? She was a seller. She was a home person. She got up and cooked before her house to feed her handmaids, right? She was trustworthy. She was loyal. She was beautiful. She knew how to, not only did she buy the property, she worked the property, tilled it, and sold the goods of it. You see what I'm saying? Kept her whole house draped in garments and everything. So this mindset of the man got to provide for them all, there's nowhere of that in scripture. Now, food, yeah. But that's why he has all them children and everybody putting in work, because in Proverbs 31, she's preparing the food. So we got to use this thing in totality of wisdom, right? She's still out working, still out merchants, buying, selling, trading, house ready, house cleaning, producing babies, tending to her man, ain't giving him no trouble. She got food, raiment, and I'm pretty sure the duty of marriage. Come on, man. Y'all make it, and listen, and it's dealing with cohabitation. Abraham did not travel back to Mesopotamia to knock off a woman, then travel over to Egypt to holler at Sarah, and then go all the way over here down to Libya to deal with another woman. No, they was in his camp. Same thing when you dealing with, who was that, Reuben, who went and slept with his stepmother. That's because they was in the same camp. The father in the middle, children and wives around, the workers and the armies or the militaries outside of that. Same way the tabernacle was set up. You see what I'm saying? That's the encampment of Israel. We learned that from early origins. You see what I'm saying? But what you got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that when we speak as men, you know what I'm saying, at times, but we also speak according to the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
And when we as men, in regards to our sisters, you know, say get out of your feelings, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on, you know what I'm saying, simple facts. It's simple facts. You know, women, you do tend to get in your feelings. You know, you cannot deny that, you know what I'm saying, or anything of that nature. So when we say get out your feelings, we mean get out your own understanding, you know.
Man, please bring it out again, man.
We mean, you know, get out your own understanding, because your understanding is controlling whatever emotion that happens within inside of a woman. I'm not a woman, so I really don't know. But just being observant or whatever the case may be, and me also being a man.
And then you have daughters.
Yeah, no doubt. And me being a man, you know, when I hear certain things or whatever the case may be, it tends to either will make me angry, you know, because men get upset quickly, you know, or even possible get in my feelings if I don't agree with something, even though it's smacked me dead in my face or whatever, not. And I was thinking of one way, and I hear the scriptures. There's a battle that happens, and so we as men, we see these battles within our sisters and within our wives and whatnot. So when we say that, it's just basically like get out your feelings, read the scriptures or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, and pray to the Most High to give you that understanding. Again, my brother and us up here, we're not saying that you have to be polygynous.
No, we're not.
We're not
mandating polygyny on nobody. I said earlier, monogamy is not a sin, polygyny is not a sin. What I am doing is putting polygyny on trial, because y'all, or some of y'all, not all of y'all, have made your culture sin. What you have made the words of God sin. You have made the kingdom of God, which is like into 10 virgins, sin.
Right.
You have made the wives of the Most High YHWH'S sin. Because he said he gave them two names, showed that he was using them in parallels to Samaria and Jerusalem, and he called them their possession. You're making your Elohim a sinner. You're making your Messiah a sinner. You're making Abraham a sinner. You're making the lawgiver a sinner. You're making David a sinner. And none of them was put to death for having more than one wife. And you're making Solomon a sinner. Now, he tripped. We're going to read about that in Deuteronomy 17. He tripped because he let them bring their idols into the temple. That's where that went wrong. Not because he had more than one. Go ahead.
I got a scripture too. Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment.
Evil what? An
evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. You know, again, you know, for whoever is against it, like saying it's wrong and want to say, you know, this was because of this, that's why he was doing it. It was because of that, that's why he was doing it. Okay, well, we can say that about Saul. When he said the reason why I didn't kill everything or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying, is because the people said this and that. But he still got judgment though.
Because he told me one and wipe them all out.
You know, there's all kinds of excuses, you know what I'm saying, that we give and that we give to ourselves, we give to each other, whatever the case may be. But again, if it was wrong, there should be judgments in the law. You know what I'm saying? We have
And we
to,
should be able to see the men who suffered them.
exactly, and we have to go back to that. We can't have an evil suspicion, you know what I'm saying, about all men are wicked, all men are evil. Nobody, come on, man. Be for real. Be for real. Yes, we're all coming up out of a deep slumber that we had. Of course we are. And of course, you know what I'm saying, we go shoot, having more than one woman, you know what I'm saying, been in me for since, you know, I can remember even liking girls. You know, I liked her. Oh, I like her too. You know what I'm saying?
You hear me? Just things I like.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her too.
You know, so
that's how far back you go. I mean, it makes sense,
man. So is it wrong, you know, to wake up into the truth now? And now I'm just changed. Oh, I only want one woman now. You crazy as all outdoors. But as long as it's done decent and in order, and the Most High is gonna let it flourish. If it's not, it's gonna crash and burn. Okay, we get
whether
that.
It's monogamous or polygamous.
Yeah, we get that. But we can't be so simple, man, and have evil suspicion on some righteous acts.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's been pushed in the Bible. But when a brother do it nowadays, oh, that's an unrighteous act.
And listen, even on that note, right? Because somebody say, well, he did that back then to repopulate. Come on, make your mind up. First, it was wicked to do it. Now you saying he did it to repopulate. Well, by the time we got to Egypt, we got out of Egypt, and men are still having multiple wives, we're already repopulated.
Yeah, we was deep when we came up out of Egypt.
So that's off the table. And you got to understand, you're dealing with a God that promised Abraham that he would have more children than what?
The sands of the sea, the stars of the sky.
But you can't do that with one wife. You can't produce that many children with one wife. You cannot. I'm going to say it again. If God promised Abraham that he would have more children, more seeds than the
Stars of the sky, sands of the sea.
you can't do that with one woman, bro. She only cycles out every 1 month, and she's only good for half a life of 40. 35, you want the best if you go by the biblical, 70. She's only a half lifer. You only got a half a life to pop off in your wife. To be fruitful, you can pop off longer. But to be fruitful, you see what I'm saying? That's it. So if you want to give Abraham's promise, you know what I'm saying, true run, you have to do it with more than one wife. And we're gonna read these stats. Give me that real quick. We was talking about here about the women's ways my brother was talking about. Proverbs 5 and 6.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 6. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them.
That's right.
Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth.
See how they go? Do not depart from the words of my mouth. We go here. Now, one sister here I kind of see says that the men not living a half of life. So. I can't quite. You can make that up. I mean, I'm trying to keep make the meaning out.
No, they must have been talking. Man,
just somebody else.
Yeah,
all right. So look. So we're gonna go back, right, to dealing with this thing. Also, financial peace. We talk about that. Now, the thing about monogamy, right, is popular because guess why? It's socially accepted in what? America. So again, if you're not supposed to learn the way of the heathen, Proverbs 3:31, and the forward is an abomination by the time you get to verse 32. Why are you keeping the heathens one monogamous mind only mindset? And the Bible told you not to learn the ways of the heathen, right? Because the monogamy mindset really ain't even in the Bible. It's not. It's not. So the other issue is they say low risk of STDs. That's the other pro. Now the cons, right, of monogamy, right? One con is this. People get bored. People change.
You said it again?
One of the cons, one of the bad sides.
Okay.
The one thing about being bad side of dealing with monogamy is that people change. The woman that you married 20 years ago ain't the woman you got her 20 years later. You see what I'm saying? Or the man, vice versa. I don't want to make it just a woman thing.
Right.
You know, the
No,
man.
definitely.
You didn't gain more in knowledge or loss. You didn't gain more in wisdom or less, financially or worse. You know what I'm talking about? You loving or hateful. You know what I'm saying? People change. And without something to keep it with today, you know, back when you go, what can we do to keep it spicy?
Go clean out the garbage. Go take out the garbage.
See? That's what my monogamous brother. Spicy is taking out the garbage. No, I'm talking.
Go take out the garbage. It's cold out.
So that's one. Change of sexual incompatibility, right? So sexual desires change, right? Like if you grew up in an earlier time, oral sex was not a thing. Now oral sex is a thing, but that person might. I was watching that Godfather Harlem. That's that one on Epic with Bumpy Johnson. You got Malcolm in there.
The new one.
The new one.
Yeah, I keep hearing people saying.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker, right? So there's one scene where the dude with the afro driving the car, he's a Bumpy Johnson, you know, bodyguard. So one driving, the other one talking. He was telling him how he needs to get into the habit. This is back in 19 of starting to have oral sex with the women. He said, if I can't cook it, I ain't eating it. So you see what I'm saying? Sexual inconceived, then what happened? You'll get bored. You'll get bored, right? But we'll get to the other side of it, right?
Hips don't change, Doc.
You know what I'm saying? But so check this out. Now here go the divorce rate. Now check this out. Like my brother say, now the way people talk about polygyny is almost shameful because you don't even have these statistics on record. Because there ain't no polygyny divorces going on. Ain't no polygyny facts going on because y'all don't like it. And the brothers that do it, you see what I'm saying? People don't want to deal with it. Come on, they're trying to find them. So I don't even tell you that they got it going on. And then the ones that do it, sometimes run across people that just want to jump in and jump out of relationships. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, so it's a work in progress, but you're talking about people who are coming back to their culture. That's why these classes are needed. So you know this is a part of your culture and should be practiced.
No, I wouldn't even be a swinger. No,
I wouldn't be.
No, I'm just saying, like with the swingers, it's like
Consensual.
Nah, swingers, that's not it. Swingers is just like what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Wife swapping.
Yeah, that's swingers.
Church
Right.
Like you and your wife going out with me and my wife and we doing this.
Right, most definitely. But
Yeah.
no, I'm just going, you know.
Oh, what the brother said? Oh, my
yeah,
fault.
no, I'm just saying like that wouldn't be considered
Swinging. Right,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be. Right. By what we know is.
Right,
Right,
it wouldn't
right.
be considered swinging. But what they did down in Sodom and Gomorrah, that would be considered
Super
swinging.
swinging.
Right, because nowadays that's what people do. They have resorts where they go and all meet up with each other and swing. And I mean, I was taking care of somebody and whatnot, and she told me, she said, yeah, me and my husband were swingers. I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was somebody who got on a swing and just swung or whatnot. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Like,
well, that means NehemiYAH won't be a swinger on that version either. Even on that version.
I thought, you know, that was another way of exercising. You know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, that's what's up. And then she explained it to me. Me personally, I whether in the truth or outside of the truth, I don't know what you would get from that. It's like I wouldn't want to see
the boredom
wife,
factor.
You know,
it's the boredom factor.
You know, messing around with somebody else because if you know you find out that you're real messing with somebody else, you be ready to kill that person or you know take that person out or go there with them. But then you'll sit here and be like, okay, yeah, this white
consensual.
Consent, like that don't make sense.
That's a
bro, they rock it.
That's the
strip club over.
That's why I say
exactly.
Yeah, you know, so just like those situations, it's like that's an oxymoron situation that they put themselves in, you know, but not to try to get off topic, my fault.
No, all praises, bro. Listen. Now look, also I want to talk about this right now. This is another one of the issues, the biggest issue in America, in monogamy, is the divorce rate. Divorce rate in America, according to the American Psychological Association, right, is between 40 and 70%.
That's too much.
So half of y'all that get married in monogamy end up in divorce.
The ceremony last
Yeah, swinging is adultery. Show is swinging is adultery.
Man, they get it now.
Because you laying with another man's wife.
Right.
And that man is laying with another man's wife. So that's adultery perfect.
Regardless of the consensual side.
Perfectly adultery.
Man, I had went down to the country probably like 2 months ago, and one of the pastors down there, he married people, and I was out there, playing ball with, people in the neighborhood, and he said now they got in they little country, not country, but they little area, where they live in. Now they got it to where the judge will not sign the certificate that people being married or whatnot. They waiting now for 7 days for them to sign it because they saying the divorce rate is so high to where now they like, okay.
They want to know them as soon as they get married.
They like, look, we not gonna say that anybody is married until after 7 days of y'all being together. Because in 5 days, y'all probably don't want to be with each other and you can just walk away from it.
Right, they want to try to find out if they're truly compatible before they do the ceremony and then make a waste of time.
So you just crazy.
So check this out. This is from the Department of Justice, right? I'm pretty sure you're familiar with these areas, right? It's from the Department of Justice. Just tell me, we got my brother Rodney Hearn. He done dealt in so many areas, social services and military and all this. So these numbers might sound frighteningly accurate to him. And these are all under the banner of monogamy. This is what I'm saying. This is about people and couples, right? They are having children, not polygamous couples. These are regular couples, right? So let's check these numbers out real quick. There is sexual violence every 73 seconds in the United States against a man and a woman. Not a man and multiple women, a man and a woman, right? Rape and abuse. 11 facts about this, right? 1, approximately 5 children die every day because of a child abuse between the father or the mother. 1 out of 3 girls and 1 out of 5 boys will be sexually abused before they reach the age of 18 under the banner of mother and father. These ain't polygamous relationships. 90% of children abused are victims known by the what? The predators and one of their family members. Like the uncles, you know what I'm saying? In 2012, 82% of child abuse predators were found to be between the age, preparators, if I'm saying that right, preparators, something like that, between the ages of 18 and 44, of which 39.6% were recorded between the ages of 25 and 34. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put these in the room. You know what I'm saying? But let's do some pros and cons of polygyny, right? So one of the things was emotional stability, right? So when you have, with one of the pros of polygyny, better emotional security.
Yeah, you have a sister that you can talk to. You can
You know what I'm saying?
to where she ain't gonna spill you, she ain't gonna talk about your business, you know what I'm saying, to
her homegirl.
Yeah, or to the other sisters.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
I can just give you an example for me. Like when I was just doing the Feast of Tabernacles with me and both of my wives, right? They talked and kicked it, and shopping, cooking, chilling. You know what I'm talking about? Right. They for me to do whatever I had to do, barbecue, whatever else I had to do around the house. You know what I'm saying? Take trash out or, fix light bulbs. I did all that stuff. But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have a better emotional security. How about this? How about better financial? Instead of having a his and her income, you got a his, a her, and a her, and a her, and a her income.
His and theirs.
His and theirs. That's the best way. Just to sum it up. Because whatever the number, even if it's more than just 2, at least 3. Isn't 3 incomes better than 2?
Absolutely.
Right? All right. The next one. It prevents adultery, abuse of love. Why? Because a man ain't want to run out and go sneak with another man's wife and he got 2 or more wives at home.
Mm-hmm.
Even if one cycles, one usually ain't saying, and then if they, old enough they cycle out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He got 2 to go between. Now, I'm just using the basis of 2. If there's more, then really, why am I running out, jumping off, going stupid? When I know I'm a man of the Lord, I can go have that. I be her priest, then become her king, and bring her to the house.
Yeah.
I don't need to commit adultery. I ain't got to worry about the issues of what? The abundance of love. I got more than abundance. The other plus, helps increase population and maintain ties between families. So you think anybody run up on your family? I got a big family. I got a lot of children. You got a lot of children. When they grow up, they're like, boy, them Uriel kids, they listen. When them get in trouble, you think they'll run up on his family quick? You see what I'm saying? Like, boy, you got about 7, 8 sisters in that crib. Brothers and sisters. Man, it behooves you not to mess with that family. You see what I'm saying? That was the advantage of the big family. Same thing with Israel. When Israel went off and the Shechemites, he said, man, we finna get all these thousands to come up in here and kill them. He said, man, you know, just 2 of them killed the city. Man, you think the other 12 gonna do? And their grandfather just got hurt with his 300. Man, we need to rethink this thing. Because if they God before him, can't nobody be against him. Right there, you was just reading it today.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Now here go the cons. There's cons in it, right? So check this out. Cons. Morally wrong in many societies. Not that it's wrong, it's just morally wrong. A man who has more than one wife is shunned upon. Oh man, that nigga, wake it. And the reason why you hear like they have more stories, right, about polygyny is because somehow they're ignoring the bad stories they've been hearing all their life about monogamy. Girl, I know he didn't do you like that. Girl, I know he didn't go upside your head. Girl, he didn't just take your car. Girl, he went in your bank account. Girl, he done slept with your best friend. Girl, he done did all that. Somehow you forgot about that because you heard a man got more than one wife. Oh, no. These men ain't living right. Oh, my God. But it's hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying?
They have no understanding.
Now another, exactly, no understanding. Now another con, right? Jealousy. We just talked about that. Now that is a big con with that. These women being jealous. Right? That's why it's important to deal with this as righteous as you can. Don't be the man that lie. Don't be that tiptoe bro. That's what you want, be on that, let that be known. Deal with that. Now it's not required by law. They have to live, you know what I'm saying, in the same bedroom, you know what I'm saying? But they still need to be in the same dwelling. So look, one of my suggestions is give 4 family flat. Put one there, you go here, put one there, rent the other without and pay the bill. If you got more than that, get you a multi-family unit. Put them all there. You all in one dwelling. If not, go do your pass the dial thing. Shout out to my boy Straightway. Do pass that, go build your own community. Do it that way. But don't say it can't be done because it can be. All right, so yeah.
It's being done. It's
being done. Boy, I like how you say it's because Dow got 3 wives and Straightway. So shout out to my brother again. So now here it is. Now the big issue right here is like divorce. And the reason why divorce, if you're if you're polygynous and it's rightfully done and you're rightfully being divorced. Mine this usually don't happen because it's not on record as legal polygyny. So you catch what I'm saying? But I still want to be fair across the board and call it a con. Because when you divorce and you got multiple wives and multiple children, now you have the contributions of labor changes. How things are getting done change. If this part of your family leaves and that child leaves, then who covers that labor? You see what I'm saying? That's actually a con. Contributions of real estate and assets. That's a big issue. Because now with me, with the wisdom that I have, this is what I would tell you. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, wife. My wife just popped in. Shalom, love. Soraya. So look, the thing about this is that you get policies for your family. So if I got one wife, right, I get a policy with her and all my children and grandchildren that way, right? This is true facts. And then with the other wife, get a policy with her and the children and the grandchildren that way. And then you won't have to deal with this contribution of real estate and assets. You build that way. Would you build with this wife? You build with that, you know what I'm saying? Like the car I have signed for this wife ain't the same car I got signed with this wife. That's your car, this is my car. You know what I'm saying? It's still all of our car. We all drive, you know what I'm saying? But as far as just the asset factor, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you another thing. I don't hold nothing tight in this country. If you can't walk away from it, you too attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't walk away from it, you too attached to it. You hear me? Another kind. Care and custody of children after the primary caregiver leaves. Because then it becomes a financial burden. So that's kind of a few things I wanted to hit on.
That's what monogamy.
But that's monogamy
as well. You know.
No, yeah. Most definitely. So y'all want to hit a few more? Because you know what? This is one of my favorites, right? Because now in America, and I don't know if anybody said it in the chat since I've been here, but this is what you get now. Where the nigga's check ain't big enough. He don't make enough money. Y'all got to understand, this thing has never been a rich man's thing. Having more than one wife is not a rich man thing. You ever read the Apocrypha about a rich man and a poor man? Y'all want to read some of that?
Having more than one children now, that's a rich man's thing.
There you go. Let's go ahead and
what is that?
Give me Judge. We'll get some of this Gideon, right? Give me Judges 8, 30, and 31. And then we probably that Deuteronomy 21 and 10.
That's all you got.
Judges 8,
30, and 31. Because that's what you will hear today, right? Is that, well, he don't make it. Listen, a single man and a single black woman don't make enough money.
Right.
Less than 1% of our black community is rich. The numbers I heard at best was 3%.
And if your wife making more money than you, then shoot, you ain't got you can't afford her. You understand me? She make more money than you.
And if you sit here talking about you can't have that while you in captivity, then don't be married at all, because Daniel didn't have a wife while in captivity. Stop playing with this. If you saying that, okay, well, I can't have what I want as far as wives in captivity because I'm in captivity, then you don't need to have a husband or a wife in captivity, because Daniel was in captivity and didn't have a wife. He didn't. But you'll find in many places doing this, that's when we was reading, that Israel had more than one wife. Right. And he was doing hardships, times, and captivities. Yeah. Let's go ahead and read about Gideon. Especially in this book. Especially in this book.
Judges chapter 8, verse 30. And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives.
He had what?
Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. And his concubine that was in Shechem, she also bare him a son.
See, concubine, lesser wife, right? Now she didn't stay directly up under him, but guess what happened? He still had one child with her. That boy had 71 children and many wives and a concubine. Keep going.
Whose name he called Amalek.
So that's all we wanted to read out of that. And then, what we say? Deuteronomy 21 and 10. It's kind of like that. But we hit that already early, didn't we?
No, that was Exodus 21.
Okay. I gotta find that one about I'll pull it up. Hold on. You got to read that for me real quick. See where I was going.
Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy God have delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her.
Oh, so now we deal with desire. Well, he just want her for lust.
That's what lust is, a strong desire, right?
So look, my whole thing is, where was he wrong? What was he wrong for desiring his wife? Shouldn't you have, don't you have to kind of have a desire?
You dang right.
Before you take a wife? I'm just, I'm
want to go after somebody just for the heck of it.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? I'm not robotic with this thing. You aren't my wife. You aren't my wife. But yeah, man, when you read this and you read about the story of Gideon, I think give me that. I think it's Judges 6:15. I think it is. Oh, let me check. Judges 6:15. They try to use the financials, right? And then
well, in the scriptures in the New Testament, it says, what does it say? I'm paraphrasing it. If you cannot take care of your wives,
What's the infidel?
What's the word that they use?
The infidel.
Provide. Right. There's a word provide. The word provide in there doesn't even mean money. You know what I'm saying? It talks about different things. You know, the scriptures wasn't written from an English perspective. It wasn't written, you know, from a westernized mindset. But we grew up in a westernized mindset. We understand English, you know, and just reading it on just off the base, like it's a story. Well, if we're reading it like it's a story, well then a certain part in the story, something dramatic had to change.
Right.
Something dramatic had to change regarding marriage, you know, to whereas it was okay in the beginning. Well, it wasn't done in the beginning, and then it started being done, and then now it's shunned in the gospel. Well, there's something that had to be changed in the process of all that. You know what I mean? And again, we read in English, and the word provide does not mean, it doesn't say provide money. You know?
It doesn't. We actually read it earlier. It says what? Provide food, raiment, and duties of marriage.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, that was in the Old Testament, but I'm talking about in the New Testament. If he doesn't provide for the ones of his own household, he's worse than the infidel.
But that's the rubric you have to go by.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But the word, but people are simple.
I got you. But don't the Bible say, if any man speak, let him speak first, says the oracles?
Yeah.
So you got to go back. Where the oracles got it?
In the beginning.
Exactly.
Time. And
I mean, I know where you at. You speaking to the simplicity of the matter. When people be speaking in simplicity,
yeah,
provide don't mean buying you a Bentley.
No.
Makes me a good husband.
No. It doesn't mean that, man. You know, and we have to go into these words and the definition of these words and relearn what we have learned. You know, because some of the things that we have learned, if a strong wind comes, it's gonna get blown over because there's no basis for it. You know, there's no basis for it.
And then we'll read. You got your apocrypha on you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna read this Judges 6, right? 6 and 15, dealing with Gideon. We just read about Gideon, right? Gideon had multiple wives. He didn't tell us how many, right? 70 sons, and he still had a concubine, right? But guess what Gideon was? Because they always said it's about finance. Let's see what Gideon said about his own self in 15.
Judges chapter 6, verse 15. And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor.
My family is what?
Is poor.
Did you hear that right?
Yeah.
He said, my family is poor.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Bigger than that.
If you're talking to a concept of people that work for themselves, how much more poor are you in the land of your captivity working for somebody else? So if it's about finances, can't none of y'all marry. So everybody stop screwing, return to your corners, and die. Come on, man. Keep going. Is that it?
No. My family is poor, Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house.
This man Gideon just said, I am the least
in my father's house.
But this is the same man who was a great warrior, fought for the Most High, right? And had many wives, 70 sons, and a concubine with a son. So that takes, can I get a 7 if anybody understand what I'm saying? That takes the poor man theory off the table.
You know what, my brother? You know what just hit me up just now? Why is it that why is it that a lot of the strong men in the Bible, a lot of the strong men that were out, that was warriors and stuff like that, why did they have a lot of women? Have you realized that? Or is this just me? You know what I mean? Because he said Gideon was a warrior of the Most High, and David, he had a lot of women. He was a warrior. King Solomon, there's no, because there was peace, you know what I'm saying? But from his Abba, from his dad, I can't say that he was a chump sucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of these men, you know, that are warriors, that are strong men in the Lord, you know, that go out and do battle. It seems to me that we have a high sex drive. You know what I'm saying? And I say we because I feel if I was back then, I'll be a warrior too, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
I ain't saying you wouldn't, bro. I ain't said, hey man, look, it was just funny. I can't tell you why it was funny. He said, I just believe I would have been a warrior too. I don't doubt it. There's not nothing bad about my brother. It was just funny. He said, I would have been a warrior too. He just told you got a high sex drive. That's what he just basically told us. He just told us that he took it the long way around to say he's got that high hump. He's a humper-like.
But as you haven't met many children, and I know my brother too, because he ever since I known him, his wife been knocked up every year.
I'm saying with two of the most reproductive Israelites in Israel.
He like
outside of myself
every year.
And amount of 2 to 3 witnesses.
But
man.
I'm just saying, this is something to where I was like, you know, women, you know, if you got a strong man, you know, and he's a warrior, you know, he's a warrior, whatever the case may be. Just know this, you know.
Bathers!
And I speak as a man when I say this. Your husband, he may love you, and he may love you, you know what I'm saying, dearly and whatnot. But don't get it twisted, you know what I'm saying. He wants another. He probably wants another woman, you know what I'm saying. Now I speak as a man, or another woman's, you know what I mean, because you got to remember we are strong men, you know what I mean, and to us we call it a warrant after the other side of midnight, lone warfare. We enjoy that, you know what I'm saying. And yes, sometimes I do want a baby to come from that, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, automatically.
You know,
babies are a byproduct of sex.
Of course,
it's just what it is.
You know,
and I don't do little abortions. I don't believe in contraceptives. You know, hey, go get yourself checked out. Go get your studies, share your test results, be forthcoming, be honest. You know what I'm saying? Would jealousy happen? Yeah. You got children that live together. We have multiple children, right? Right. They get jealous of each other sometimes. Yep. That don't mean they don't love each other. That don't mean they don't get along. And that don't mean they don't stand there and do things for each other, fight for each other, help each other. You know what I'm saying? And will live, die, and share space with each other. Right. Well, do they get jealous and mad and fall off? Yes. You do that in a monogamous relationship. So stop letting these strong mans be the reason why you saying polygyny is wrong. When you do the same thing in monogamy, even worse. Right? But I'm dealing with this rich man issue right here. So read this 15 for me again about Gideon, and then we're going to go back to that one you just read about Gideon. The Judges.
Judges chapter 6.
You was in 8, right?
I think so, yeah. Judges chapter 6, verse 15 and 16. And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor of Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house.
8.
And the Lord said unto him, surely I will be with thee.
What do you say?
Surely I will be with thee.
Now, y'all just heard Gideon just tell all of us that I am poor and I am the least in my father's house. But he just had affirmation from our Elohim. Don't worry about none of that, brother. What do you say?
Surely I will be with thee.
Maybe.
Surely I will be with thee.
I'll get around to it.
Surely I will be with thee.
Surely I will be with thee. Because the Bible says whether man rich or poor, if his heart is toward God, that woman will be happy with him. See, y'all only happy with a man because he got a lot of money. But then we're going to read about when he got a lot of money. But then you get mad when that money gets to his head and he going to jump on something else. You get mad when he got a lot of money, he'll come home because he's making all that money. You mad he got a lot of money? Ooh-wee. Yes, baby. So right, stay focused. I think Judy said, "Was they don't want no worry, they want a pet." Sit down and roll over. Hey, listen, you know what? Just real, the laying back off what my brother Judy said, that actually really burns me. I went through a divorce because of that, and I find that a lot dealing with not just our women. I'm speaking from becoming a man, but speaking from relationships. Stop telling people what you want, and then when they give it, you still ain't happy. I want a man take care of everything. He take care of everything. You sit at home, and you say you get bored. I want a righteous man in the Lord. You're right, you're a righteous man in the Lord. You get bored. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you go jump off on something else. You see what I'm saying? I hate that. Yeah. You tell me what you want, I give you what you want, and then you find something else to argue about. Oh. It's a sinking hole. It's like my father told me. He said, one thing I can tell you, you can't make everybody. For you to stay unhappy, it's for you to try to make everybody happy. Come on, man. I don't need their countenance. You see what I'm saying? We're going to read about this. You got that Ecclesiastes 13?
I got that Judges 8.
And we'll read that Judges 8. So we know he was poor, the least in his house, and his God, our God, said, don't even worry about it. I'm with thee.
And Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives.
This poor man who was least in his father's house had 70 sons. Can he do that with a woman who only got a half a life of 35 to 40 years? He couldn't do it. See, that's how you know. And then his God was with him. If polygyny was against God, why did God just say he'll be with him? If polygyny is against God, why did God say, don't worry, I will be with you, even though you're poor and least in your father's house? And gave you many wives. I gave you 70 sons. So at bare minimum, if one woman has a birth natural life, again, we're going, 7, 3 scores and 10s is what they gave man, right? 70 years. Take half of that, right? So 3 scores and 10s is 70. Take half of that's 35. Then you got 15 years you're dealing with puberty. That's, you know what I'm saying? So you bring it down to 20, right? That's about right. Start having children. See what I'm saying? So you rock that all the way out. But she's not having children all the way up till she dead. So you got to stop at about 45 again. So you only got, what, 5 years? Come on, man. You can't make 70 children with one woman. You cannot make 70 children with one woman. And that same man who did that, who was the poorest man, least in his father's house, was favored by God. That's all I'm saying. I can't make this up. So what you wind up finding out is that you actually hate the Bible and the words written therein, not me. Because your God didn't condemn it. Why are you? Who is you above your God? Give me some of that 13. Start at verse 3 and then we're going to jump down to 18.
Ecclesiasticus 13.
So hold on, y'all. We in Sirach, chapter 13. I would say read the whole chapter. We're going to do 3. And we're going to jump down to 18. And I ain't figured out where we're going out yet. Shalom is thou, Bayana and Papi. Shalom, what's going on, Matt? We had Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, Sirach. We're going to chapter 13. We're going to start at verse 3. So listen, because this mindset is a very big thing too in Israel. Well, he got to be rich in order for him to have more than one wife. This was not a rich man's game. We just saw a poor man who was at least in his father's house. So let's read about this. If this rich is this most favorable thing, you know what? Start at 2.
2 and 3, then down to 18.
Yeah, 2 and 3, and then jump down to 18.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 2. Burden not thyself above thy power while thou livest.
So he's saying, stay in your lane. Rich or poor, stay in your lane.
And have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself.
That is mightier and who?
And richer than thyself.
Why? For how? Keep going.
For how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together?
You know what he's talking about? A kettle is a pot made out of iron. An earthen pot is a clay pot, or what you would call a vase.
No.
You know what I'm saying? What would they have with each other? You can't cook them the same. You can't use them the same. And if you throw one against, keep reading it, tell you.
For if one be smitten against the other, it shall be broken.
If you throw that metal pot, that kettle against that earthly clay pot, what's going to happen? Same thing about rich and poor. Especially if you're a poor woman, stop screaming for a rich man. The Bible just said, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Now verse 3.
The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threatened withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also.
So the one who is rich, right, he ain't tripping off nothing. Threatened withal what? Without nothing. The poor, he's wrong. And not only is he wrong, he got to entreat it. He got to deal with it. Just deal with it. Come on, man. Go down to 18.
Verse 18. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor?
So all you poor, so-called African women who claim to be conscious Israelite daughters of Zion, running around here poor, screaming a man got to be rich. The Bible says the difference between you and a rich person, same as a hyena and a dog. They both got 4 legs, ears, canines, live birth, puppies.
But the hyena gonna eat the dog.
You know what I'm talking about? But there's a difference.
The hyena will eat the dog.
And listen, always remember when you go back to Matthew 19, it tells you that the rich man, how is his war going to be when he's trying to get through the eye of the needle? Says that a rich man can't even get through the eye of a needle. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So while you run here trying to say, well, you got to be rich. That's why the Bible says, I know thy poverty. Now, listen, you in the land of your captivity. How do it sound like you trying to be rich? When the rich population of the so-called Negro in this country is less than 5%. You're at 95% failing. So since you're at 95% failure, don't marry, don't reproduce, don't sex, don't be monogamous or polygynous. Be Daniel and have nothing. Return to your corners and die. Bro, y'all ain't making no sense. See what it is? Your European mind is kicking in. Do you know if you practice polygyny, and I'm not forcing this down nobody's throat, right? If you practice polygyny, right, and I mean righteously practice polygyny, right, then do you know that within 2 generations, because the heathen, according to the census, are dying off fast and they reproduce. Yeah. So in 2 generations, you can take over this thing. You'll have more voting power, more fighting power, more land power, more governmental power. Guess what? You have access to more resources, right? Because you are in control. But now you let them teach you pro-choice, Planned Parenthood. Homosexuality is okay. We just read all of that was an abomination. That's why you'll understand a video earlier about the LGBT from Irritated Genie. Shout out to my brother. That's his platform, right? You're in a very dangerous place now. You're in a place where you let your enemy now just dictate your education. Then he dictates your income. Then he dictates your government. Now he dictates your reproduction. Reproduce, go ahead and kill it. But how about if you don't even like that man, like the same sex, and make that the norm? And we'll give you some perks. Now you can't even reproduce. Now they found almost a perfect way to kill you. The one thing about anything like Irritated Genie says, listen, no matter what they put us through and what we had to live through, the black man always found himself back with the black woman. And with that right there, he can reproduce, because we reproduce. And we can come up out of this thing. But now you done took the mindset of the black man being with the black woman and pushed this black man with the black man, because you're Eurocentric mind, and the black woman with the black woman, or His check ain't big enough. I make more than him. Girl, my staff. I remember Steve Harvey had a little thing. They had these rich women that was all around. And wonder why they couldn't find nobody. And they was all past their years.
That was in Atlanta.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? You have these people set y'all up and down so y'all can't reproduce and take over. You have the power to rise above this nation and win. You do. You do. All you gotta do is obey your God, get out your feelings, go by these scripts, and you got it. You win. And then listen, and you haven't fulfilled the promise made to Abraham that the stars and the seed and the children you have will be more than the stars and the sands in the sea. You haven't fulfilled prophecy. Go ahead and finish that Ecclesiastes. We had what, 13? We had 19 now.
Ecclesiastes chapter
13 and 19.
As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness.
Is it who?
Is the wild's prey in the wilderness.
We.
So does rich eat up the poor.
You see that? So why everybody running around here talking about he got to be rich? When the rich devours the poor, the rich man can't even get through the eye of the needle. It'd be easy for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than a rich man. Now, you wouldn't be a poor man it's still more. In totality, right? If you had the wealth of what? It's like this. The Mexicans figured out. We come in, we import in, or we skip in, we sneak in, we jump over, we get in, however we get here. We crawl under, go under, dig tunnels, whatever. We here. We're going to live in one house, combine our incomes, right? If I find a job, I'm going to make sure you get into that job. You'll find out how these jobs are now more Indonesian people than all other people that used to work there. Because once they get in, they bring all their people in. All these jobs that's Mexican dominated, right? Because they come in, they say, hey, people, and they be good workers. They say, oh, you have more people that want to work like you?
Right.
Come on in.
Yeah,
and you take a cheaper rate? Come on in.
Bring them all.
And they'll take that cheaper rate. You know why? You can pay me less. Why? I'm going to go into a house that got more of this less income, which makes it a what? Big income. They'll hop in one car and all try to work together.
Then they get a big tax break because they're dissidents. They're coming from another country.
Come on, man.
So they're political, prisoners or something. They're escaping something. So they have pity on them and they bring them on in. They give them more stuff.
Shalom, Simply J.
Yeah, man. It's a Mexicans that live on my street, and it's crazy because of the street. They call it Mexican City on my street.
Well, how about
in the middle of it? It's all nothing but Mexicans, and the people down the street by my career, they call it Mexican City. And just like, man, if you look at all them, they got like 4 different cars or whatnot, but they straight be all piled up in it, like piled up in the cars and everything, and they just be super happy and
bro, they figured it out.
Just like, look,
one thing I thought
that's what we need to do.
Right in this neighborhood, right here, right. I've been living here for a while. We got a factory right here on Schweitzer called Louisiana. They make frozen ravioli and stuff like that. But what a lot of people don't understand is the majority of those people that work there live in Bevo neighborhood because they all buy.
Wow. So they travel from Bevo all the way over here.
All the way from the south side to the north side. All right. Now you walk in there, you're gonna see some melanin. I don't think so.
Come on, man. And listen, and we actually allow that to happen.
Right. And it's in our neighborhood. I mean,
but you ain't got access to it.
Right. Oh, you go there, they look at you like you got 3 years.
Now, how about
if
you
can't speak the language either?
Oh, you don't even know when they talking real bad about you.
You know what I'm saying?
Now imagine this. Imagine if this man, right, had his household, whatever, in the wealth that he was building, right? Say they was producing crops, clothes, because they don't even produce a toothpick. But look at these polygamous communities that's actually practicing, like the Amish, the Mormons, these people who took your culture, your Bible, read your stuff, and practice it. And they selling woods and furnitures, and you go into a store, you see Amish furniture. This is made by Amish people. Your whole skill sets. Your people are carpenters, husbandmen, builders. They didn't steal slaves out of Africa. They stole wealth. They couldn't even grow food until you got here. You built great cities. You are those same builders, people. But you've been taught to separate. Even more, you're taught not to unite with your families. You even taught more to simplify your families. How about get back to God's way? It'll come together. It'll grow. It'll prosper. And like you said, what God said in verse 16,
You
Are
said
we
I'll
all
be
for-
with you.
I'll be with you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll be with you. All right, go ahead. Where we at? Verse 19.
Verse 19. As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
Verse 20.
As the proud hate humility, so does the rich abhor the poor.
Why are we still trying to deal with richness? If the camel get through the needle before the rich man, and we're hearing all this stuff right here, why are we still trying to strive for rich? How about strive to be righteous in the eyes of the Most High, and everything you need to be added to you?
That's
right.
right.
Seek ye the kingdom first, and everything else will be.
Added unto
Come on,
you.
man. Go ahead. Where we at?
21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
Ooh.
But a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends.
They tell me all the time, like, I got you. I got you.
Boy. Hey, look, y'all read the rest of that, man. I'm going to let that one go ahead and ride on out. Let me. What else we want? Give me a Second Chronicles. I just want a few more places, just because we talked about desire a little bit. So I want to hear this. And then again, still on this rich man thing, or you got to have a mansion, or how look, David took wives while he was on the run from Samuel living in caves. Bro, you can't get around it, bro. This is a Hebrew caveolite. This boy was stalactite. Boy, when they're drinking salt water off of caves, boy. Maybe go make that pot of salt water coffee while we hide from your peoples. You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. Second Chronicles 11, 17 through 23. Because, you know, we talked about the desire. We talking about the multiple wives. And nobody after all this time, we 2 hours going on 3 hours, ain't gonna run it that hard. I ain't gonna run a 4 hour Saturday. I'll shut us down shortly. Just want you to see the myths. You pulling on which one, right?
The Second Chronicles.
You give me Deuteronomy 17. Let me dispel this one real quick. Deuteronomy 17, and I think it's 15, right? Because one thing about this class I want to do is go to their go-tos and take it away from them because they ain't really there for real.
16.
16.
Yeah.
But now I need you to read
16
15.
and 17.
17 and 15. I need 15. 15 gonna tell you who he's talking to.
Gotcha.
You want the Second Chronicles?
Yeah, I want that too after this.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
Because people, no, do me a favor. People read Deuteronomy 17 to try to go here to say you can't have multiple wives. Read 16 first. Because that's where they're gonna start.
But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause a people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as the Most High has said unto you, ye shall henceforth return. Neither, verse 17, neither shall he multiply wives to himself.
See right there! Right there, I found it in the Bible! You can't have more than one wife! Can you go back to 15 for me and see what we're talking about?
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Who is he talking to? Read it slowly.
Thou shalt any wise set him king over thee.
Thou should not set king. This is a king clause, not dealing with the commoners. Even Levites have more than one wives. Sam, did Samuel have more than one wife?
No, his father did.
His father did. Okay, thank you. So go ahead and read that 15. So now we get context. We're dealing with the king. Now, when you read 16, it makes sense. And make sure they don't return back to Egypt. A regular man ain't gonna make sure that. The king is in charge of making sure that Israel don't go back into that captivity. Right. Now it makes sense. Right. Now let's read 15.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Most High thy Elohim shall choose. One from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee.
Not Obama, not the Hamite, Edomite.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. But he shall not multiply horses to himself.
Stop. See right there. Why ain't nobody talking now? So now a king can't have more than one horse.
Right.
You know that ain't what he's saying. So you ain't telling me you can't have more than one wife. You just can't overdo it. Everything's supposed to be according to what in the scriptures? Moderation.
Right.
So he ain't saying you can't have more than one wife, even when you get down to that 17. Like you said, let's keep reading. Because if that's what he's saying, no more than one wife in 17, then surely he's saying no more horses in 16. Only one horse for the king. Keep going, bro.
Nor cause the people to return to Egypt
Mm-hmm.
to the end that he should multiply horses.
Because see, there you go, multiplying horses again. One horse for the king. But the person who's a farmer got about 7. You can ride the street over, what's that on Lucas and Hunt? That man got more horses than the king can have. And he poor. Keep going.
For as much as the Most High has said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall he multiply wives to himself.
Oh, so what he's saying is what? You should not overdo it. Keep going. We're going to watch out what it says.
That his heart turn not away.
There it go. Now ask your question. There's more. We're going to keep reading. Who was the king of Israel at this time?
There ain't no.
At that thing. God dang it, boy. You just a spoiler, boy. It's a spoiler alert.
No, I was gonna say it too. There was.
I'll be putting it out there. Spoiler light.
My bad. You know what I'm
See, that's
saying?
why
I'm in emotion.
You know what I'm saying? He let all his wives
Turn
turn
them
the vote
away.
away from the Most High.
Yeah,
So what are you reading here?
Right, a law against
So
it.
you're reading the law that actually Solomon broke. This law was prophetic. There was no king in Israel during the time that Moses was writing this law in the wilderness. But Moses was writing the law for a king that one day will come and be the richest king on the planet, multiply himself in everything that he shouldn't have, and took on more than one wives because they made his heart do what?
Turn away.
Turn away from the Most High.
Because he brought them idols into them temples. To a fact would cause Israel to,
Be split down the middle.
that's how major that was. This was a prophetic law.
Right.
So it makes you go back to like everything makes sense now. How the Most High said He judged the heart. So when you go back to Saul and King David or whatnot, if you look at Saul, it's like everybody was looking at the outer cup. You know, he was tall, big man, but the Most High, He said He judged the heart. So that's why He went after David.
Right.
So then when you look at Solomon or whatnot, Solomon came up after his father. And he never asked for riches, but he asked for the Most High as an understanding heart. And so since the Most High gave him that, gave him a mind that he could understand, then he turned around and multiplied wives, and then they took his understanding away from his mind, away from the Most High. So it's like he asked for an understanding heart, and then the Most High gave it to him, and then he turned around and let his wives, turn this sort of away from the Most High. So
Turn his mind, turn
his mind, his heart.
Right.
It's prophetic.
And again, that's what happens, saying how these women, these women are our sisters are very important in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But let's never forget that he went with strange.
Yeah, no doubt.
That too.
Yeah, if there had been Hebrews, who knows, it probably wouldn't have happened.
Right, because they would have been bringing idols, hopefully. Hopefully.
No, that cannot be so, because again, we read all through the scriptures, we went whoring against
that's why I said hopefully. Hopefully.
And 700 Israelite women. You ain't gonna
300
catch
concubines.
at 300 concubines. You ain't gonna catch 700 holy Israelites women.
What you mean? They all got hoes.
You know what I'm saying? But what I was saying is that the women, our sisters, they're very important. You know what I'm saying, to all this. Our sisters, especially in a polygynous relationship, the sisters, they have to be on one accord with their husband and on the same vibration to make the house run as he wants it run. You know what I mean? These sisters, they need to, like what we
That's right,
what you was talking about earlier about being jealous and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. When you go to a job and you're working at that job or whatever the case may be, and another person comes in that job, gets hired or whatever. Now you've been at that job for what, 5 to 10 years or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And now another person is coming into the job, and your boss tells you, whatever your name is, girl, whatever, you know, teach this other woman, you know, or this other man to do this job. Are you going to be reluctant to teach this person to do the job, or are you going to,
because of your personal bias?
Or are you gonna, you know, be fearful? Oh, this person's gonna take my job or whatever. Not, no. You teach this person your job that you was doing. You get promoted up to do another job, and that's how these women should have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're at work and their boss tells you to teach this person, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing, you're gonna say yes, sir, with a smile on your face.
Right.
You can.
Although you're gonna be circumspect.
Right.
You might be circumspect, but to have that mindset, like, I'm not gonna teach this person nothing or whatever, not, you ain't gonna do that at your job.
Right, because now you're gonna jeopardize yourself.
Yeah, and you jeopardizing yourself, not perhaps, but you jeopardizing yourself. You know what I'm saying? If a man brings a woman, you know what I'm saying, to the household or whatever night, and he tells you, you know what I'm saying, the teacher, you ain't gonna be all screw faced to her or whatever the case may be, trying to dog her out,
Right.
Tell her up is down and down is up. No.
Come on down, Watchman.
You know, so nah. But sorry about that. Go ahead.
No. I was just calling that watch. I apologize. I want to speak to that jealousy real quick. I got my pops for somebody put in Sirach 26:6. You see what I'm saying? And this is true. And this happened to the man and the woman who's suffering it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all give me a 1 if y'all there. I think we there. And I appreciate it. Told everybody for all y'all who gave y'all arms. I know we've been gone for about a week and a half, you know, with the feast and everything. So definitely appreciate all the arms and support that y'all give. Definitely needed in this hour. That's how we take care of the building, the feast, and everything else that we do in the community. We do a lot. So definitely. Oh, while I'm sitting thinking why they putting up the script. Why they put up the script 6. All praise to the Most High and His Holy Begotten Son, our brother Israel. He went home a few days ago when we had the brand aneurysm we asked everybody to pray for. I'm gonna call it a full recovery. You know, when I went up there to go see him, when I came back in town, you know, got up, walking in the room with his wife, playing the PlayStation. His friend brought him some baked chicken. Children up in there, you know, we in there chilling. Me, Rock, Duel, Abdiel was there, and man, the brother was doing good. He was the only one on this floor with a green coat, which means he was able to walk without assistance. Walking, voice is still a little weak. Eye vision, peripheral, he said was a little weak. But maybe he up and he walking, he home. So continue prayers, man. That brother made it home, and that came from a major brain aneurysm. You see what I'm saying? All praises. So y'all prayers do work.
Yeah, another person came in that same day that the brother came in with a brain aneurysm too as well. And their family, one of the day that I went up there, our brother's rib was like saying their family is making funeral arrangements right now.
Wow.
While our brother in Israel was going home arrangements. You know, going home.
Serve a mighty God, man. You serve a mighty God.
And stuff like that. So, you know, for us, you know, prayer does count and prayer helps.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, for all those who said that they prayed, you know what I'm saying, told our Rabbah for that. You know, also too, you know, we as your brothers and sisters out here in the Lou in St. Louis, you know, the devil doesn't like how we be shooting back and fighting back, you know what I'm saying, against his kingdom. So we ask y'all to continuously to pray for us as well out here. Right. In St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, as well. As we also pray for, you know, for y'all when y'all ask, and, you know, even to say, you know, worldwide family on the internet. The Most High knows He knows our hearts when we're praying and stuff like that or whatever. But we thank you for your prayers too as well, and we ask you guys to continue praying for us, especially around the time, the feast and stuff like that, because there's battles going on, in the heavens, saying as well. There's battles spilling over here on Earth,
on the terrestrial plane,
on whatnot. So y'all continue praying for us too as we pray for y'all.
Oh yeah, continue. We'll pray for you as well. So look, we're gonna talk about that deal with the jealous. SHALOM is our ribbage. Well, the wife then popped in, both of them in, but we're going over the jealousy factor dealing with So we're gonna read Sirach. We're at 26, and what verse is that again?
Verse 6.
6, yeah.
Sirach 26, verse 6. But a grief of the heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman.
So grief and sorrow of the heart is a woman that is jealous over another woman. Keep going. Is that it?
In a scorch of the tongue which communicated with all.
And that mouthpiece. That jealousy in that mouth. Hey, listen. You already know you ain't winning no mouth war with no Hebrew woman. You gotta give her the scriptures on them tongues. Turn her to Joshua chapter 3. Put that tongue together, girl. Hey, you gonna talk about you want fresh water and salt water out the same mouth. You praising God and cursing the man made in the image of God with the same tongue. These are scriptures. You see what I'm saying?
They be watching you, what I'm saying? Otherwise, they be watching us, they be watching us, and then you try to, get into an argument. Sort of, I say argument. They don't be arguments, but a strong discussion. You know what I mean? And I should probably pull out one of them times you done slipped. You know what I'm saying?
Bring up the past life. What it says, Poppy, it says that, but a grief of heart and the sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. Remember, we kind of talked about that dealing with the pros and the cons. We also talked about that dealing with the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we ain't talking about nobody like in particular is jealous of nobody. This was already on the table before anything. You know what I'm saying? This has been on the table since we've been talking about class.
Yeah, but if the shoe fits, Poppy, it's way.
But if the shoe fits, Poppy, young Ellie say, wear it. Show size 2 and a possible.
No, I was being pun. How you do that? The pun tart, whatever. How you say pun? No pun intended. But if the shoe fits, Poppy shoes, yeah. Whatever.
Hey, Malaki say we got 11 thumbs down. Yeah, baby. Hey, boy, they don't like this boy. Hey, look, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm just here to tell you what thus say the Lord, and then you comprehend what you want to comprehend out of it.
Fine.
Right? So we was talking about that desire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
jealousy, actually.
Yeah, jealousy.
Yeah, jealous. Yeah, this desire was
desire was a part of it too. We was talking about. Gotcha. So, but that's what we're gonna hit that 2 Chronicles 11.
Okay.
We still there?
Oh yeah.
Are you still there?
He got it. Yeah, already cool.
What verse you want to start at?
Start at 17 through 23.
2 Chronicles chapter 11, verse 17.
Give me that outside voice.
So they strengthened the kingdom of Judah and made Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, strong 3 years. For 3 years they walked in the way of David and Solomon. And Rehoboam took him Mahalath, the daughter of Jeremoth, the son of David, to wife, and Abihail, the daughter of Eliab, the son of Jesse, which bare him children. Jush and Shemariah and Zaham. And after her he took Makar, the daughter of Absalom, which bare him Abiah and Atiah and Zizah and Shelomith. And Rehoboam loved Maacah, the daughter of Absalom, above all his wives.
Above what?
All his wives.
So that's another reason why we're sitting here talking about the jealousy factor, right? I was kind of bringing up, we was talking about this also, is that even though we see right here that even there was a situation, right, where a husband actually loved one wife above all the other wives. But you don't see the other wives getting out of order. You don't see the other wives, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Sometimes people don't even realize sometimes you have a favorite child, right? Or you might have a favorite manager at your job. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes there can be favor. You know what I'm saying? I try my best to be partial. You know what I'm saying? But I get told that I ain't all the time. And of course, you'll hear one wife say, well, yeah, more than the other one say, well, you know, maybe, maybe not. But I'm prepared to hear it. I'm prepared to hear it. You be wise not to try to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Unpartial. I don't say unbiased. I'm gonna be on the truth. You know what I'm saying? Truth might not just fall in your favor, but I'm gonna be impartial. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I got you.
I do affirm. You hear me? And you gotta be legal right here, boy.
Hey,
I affirm. You know what I'm saying? I might miss him, so I affirm. So we good with that one?
Above all his wives
Mm-hmm.
and his concubines.
And it's what?
Concubines.
So he had wives and lesser wives or lovers, you know what I'm saying? But he had that one that he favored. So now we understand when you say that jealousy is not becoming that of a woman, because this could be a situation where jealousy could probably pop off real hood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say real, I say real hood.
Right.
You know, you're still dealing with us.
Yes, absolutely.
I know he ain't loving that girl up in that morning. He loving me. I know he ain't giving her that ride more than me. I know he ain't spent 3 hours, 6 days, 4 weeks, 2 months, 28 seconds, 28, 29, 30 more seconds with her than me. Stop that, man. Listen, he's there. Listen, what's funny, you don't go to work and tell your boss that. I just know you did that little Ron get more break than me. Come on, man. And you don't do that with your children. Mama, I just know you ain't give a big piece of cake. Shut your butt up and go to your room. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So stop trying to, and what happened, this would kill me. You try to run your man hard and you run everything else in creation, but you want the man of the Lord. But the man that's cornered will come up and snatch you up and do whatever he want with you. And you can get whatever. He can run through you. Literally. Pass you off to his homeboys, get you hooked on dope, have you take a dope case for him. Or you can do all that. But a righteous man who keeps this, he's second best. Look down on, talk bad about, ain't giving no love. You hear me? Talk bad.
I heard that.
Told him his check ain't big enough. We dispelled that one, didn't we? We dispelled that. I'm just trying to tear all these strongholds down. We ain't got many more to go. And you call yourself a man. Shit, you call little Willie a man. You been with him for years and he ain't with you no more. And he humped your sister and your mother. And you didn't sit there and messing with your cousin on the down low.
And then stole your
stole your money and your car and wrecked it. Didn't give you nothing back. And he got your tax return.
Yeah, got the tax return. I'm gonna flip it.
And he went to go kick it with a big fat white girl.
I'm gonna flip it.
To get her money. You know what I'm talking about? That's all I'm saying, man. But the Israelite man who goes to work and keep this word to the best of his ability, that man get told, you can't have another wife. You can't do that. Who is she talking to? Who's she talking to? You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I mean, look, this is what Israel dealing with. This is what I'm saying. We have to put this on trial. See if it's of God. God used it. Christ used it. We could be done with the class right there. He told Solomon, he told David, listen, I could have gave you as many wives as you wanted. You just couldn't take Uriah the Hittite's wife. And you put him to death. That's why I took your firstborn son with her. And I let the sword not depart from Judah because of that. See what I'm saying? Ain't Judah suffering for it? To this day. Right? Let's go ahead and check on some David. Give me first Samuel. Oh, we ain't done. Oh, my fault. Go ahead. We finished the 23 out of that Chronicles second.
Not 21. I'm just finished 21 out.
All right,
said,
21.
well, he took 18 wives and 3 concubines.
So wait a minute. 18 wives, 3, that means he had 60 concubines. 3 score is 20.
Right.
3 score concubines, and we got 20 and 8 sons, and 3 score daughters.
It's a whole lot of that, boy. That's right, Mal. The rug is one with the word. So look, let's go and get that First Samuel. I ain't
never read that book.
I know. First Solomon. That boy is one of them lost books. That book is a lost. First Samuel 22. First Samuel 22.
First Solomon. Man, I've been sleeping. I missed that book.
Hey, boy, let me go ahead and put that up there. That's an excellent precept. I think Malaki got me right. Watchman had put it there. It's just scripture. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is a snare and the nets, and her hands as bands, whose pleases God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Ooh-wee. I don't get no plainer than that. YAHKI.
I'm right here. Where we at?
First Samuel
22.
22, 1 through 3. Then we're going to jump over to Samuel 25. And then end it with 27 and 1 and 3.
1 Samuel chapter 22, verse 1. David therefore departed thence and escaped to a cave of Doula. And when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down there thither to him. And everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontented, gathered themselves unto him.
Now you hear this? Chip off this situation. David has fled the building. Saul is on his heels, right? David is hiding where?
In a cave, Adullam.
And all of those people that came, they was in debt. Did you read the word debt?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, keep going.
Gathered themselves unto him,
Mm-hmm.
and he became a captain over them. And there were with him about 400 men. And David went thence to Mizpah of Moab. And he said unto the king of Moab, let my father and my mother, I pray thee, come forth and be with you till I know what the Most High will do for me.
Read that one more time. Who come forth?
I pray thee, let my father and my mother, I pray thee, come forth and be with you till I know what the Most High will do for me.
Mm-hmm. So the Most High is dealing with David. All right, keep going.
You want to go down? That was verse 3.
Oh, okay. But it was him and his wives, right? He's putting his mother and father, and he's trying to figure out what the Lord gonna do with him, right? So anyway, look, I'll post the rest of that. I'm gonna go ahead and do a share screen. I'm gonna probably go ahead and end this on out. All right, so go ahead and run this video. I know, Judah. I know, brother. You are boring. This is true. All right, so I'm gonna hit this share screen. As soon as I go back and undo that. Bing. Bada bow, bada bow. All right, I'll play this one last video, y'all. He about less than 10 minutes. Definitely less than 10 minutes. It's gonna definitely give you a summary of what NehemiYAH has been talking about the whole night. It really is. It really is. All right. You're gonna learn today.
The emperor is wearing no clothes. Now, it's not Christian Anderson's story, but he's out naked and all proud of himself. Everybody also, oh, it's beautiful, until a child says, the emperor is wearing no clothes. That's what I do. My name is Mark Hayes. I am the National Polygamy Advocate for the National Polygamy Rights Movement for Consenting Adults. I've been in numerous major national media because I laid down the arguments that began the Christian polygamy movement that persuades evangelical Christians that the Bible never created the one man, one woman doctrine or prohibited polygamy.
Hear what he
I will be
said?
showing you
Oh, Lord, something just messed up on this computer.
Now, whether you're a Christian or whether you're not a Christian, these are the tools that you can use to persuade others or to
Oh,
persuade
this
Christians
thing
that you
going
know.
off.
So, as I refer to various verses, these will be the tools and arguments that you persuade evangelical Christians. These are the tools that you can use to persuade others or to persuade Christians that you know. So, as I refer to various verses, these will be the tools and arguments that you persuade evangelical Christians. And you can use these tools as well. To do that, we will be discussing first the grace law hypocrisy, polygamists in the Bible, the meaning of adultery in one flesh, as well as the prohibitions of leaders that were listed in the Bible.
Now, peep the title of this whole video. Bible never created one man, one woman doctrine. Ain't that a powerful title? Now, since y'all been listening to NehemiYAH for a little bit over 3 hours now, you know, go ahead and bring up little Edom, you know, the heathen. And maybe y'all might believe the white man.
Can you turn it up?
If he tell you, I don't know how to turn it up. Ask Malaki how to turn it up.
Or just set a link in the video description.
Nah, I'm gonna do that. I'm in this thing. All right, I do it.
To start, we'll deal with the grace law hypocrisy. The Bible, for those who may need a simpler understanding of it, is separated in two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament was pretty much the Old Covenant with God and his people, and that is the legalism and the law and all the different things that we had to do. Whereas we come to the New Covenant as Christians, and that is saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. So no longer under the legalism, so it's instead of being under the law, being under grace. That's the primary basis that Christians operate in believing the Bible. Now, some may take the legalism of the law and go into the New Testament and continue to be legalist, but ultimately it is a flow of going from being under legalism to being under the law of love. That's the difference of the Old Testament and the New Testament. So we look to the law to find out what was sin, and we see that under the law, under the Old Testament, that polygamy was never banned, and not only so, it was regulated. You see, for example, in Exodus 21:10, it actually says, if you take another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. That's right there in the law under the legalism. That's a regulation of polygamy. In Deuteronomy 21:15, it starts with, if a man have 2 wives, and goes on to regulate dealing with the children. So clearly we see under the time of under the law that polygamy was not only not disallowed, but it was actually regulated. And so to suggest to go into the New Testament, which is no longer under the legalism of the law, it therefore seeks to make the marriage doctrine more legalistic in the time of grace than it ever was under the time of being under the law. A clear hypocrisy, the grace law hypocrisy. And that's what helps us understand that truly the Bible and Christianity never had the Bible to create the invented doctrine of one man, one woman. The emperor is wearing no clothes. There were numerous polygamists in the Bible. Numerous. Moses himself, who wrote the Adam and Eve story, who wrote the one flesh verse of Genesis 2:24, who wrote thou shalt not commit adultery of Exodus 20 verse 14, the 7th commandment, and wrote the polygamy regulating verses. Moses himself had 2 wives. Abraham had 3 wives. The 12 tribes of Israel were born of Israel's 4 wives. David had numerous wives. He had 8 no-named wives. In fact, when David was being reproved for taking another man's wife, God sent a prophet to him, according to 2 Samuel 12:8, and get this is what God said in 2 Samuel 12:8 to David. I gave you all your wives. And if you had wanted more, I'd have given you more. That's in 2 Samuel 12:8. It's right there. God himself taking responsibility for giving David his wives. Jesus Christ describing himself in Matthew 25 in a parable, describing himself as a polygamous bridegroom coming to marry 5 virgins. And God himself through the prophet Jeremiah chapter 3 and the prophet Ezekiel chapter 23 also describes himself in polygamous terms. Clearly the Bible never created the anti-polygamy doctrine. The emperor is wearing no clothes. This now brings us to the adultery and one flesh. Adultery is not given to us in English. Thou shalt not commit adultery. It was written to us in Hebrew. And the Hebrew word for adultery in the 7th commandment is na'af. And the word na'af means woman who breaks wedlock. Now, without getting into the inegalitarianism that some of us may have about this, we're looking at it purely from an intellectual standpoint. This is what the word means. The word means woman who breaks wedlock. So, if a man marries a woman who is not married to another man, and marries another woman who's not married to another man, no woman has broken a wedlock. Therefore, no adultery has occurred. That's how a man in the Bible could marry more than one woman. It was not adultery. Even Moses himself, who wrote, "Thou shalt not commit adultery," had 2 wives. And he's also the one who wrote Genesis 2:24, that the two shall be one flesh. And that doesn't mean you can't be more than one flesh with one than another, because Moses was. And it says in Genesis 2:24 that a man shall leave his father and mother and shall cleave to his wife, and the two shall be one flesh. But clearly that doesn't mean it can only be to one, because as we see in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, that as a man who's married can be one flesh with what's called a harlot, according to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, he also can remain married to himself, to his wife. It does not mean he is suddenly no longer one flesh to his own wife. And also in the Proverbs, one aspect of wives to husband is one flesh, the same as believers of one spirit to Christ. And when Jesus requoted that in Matthew 19, he said, merely was answering a question about divorce. When the Pharisees had asked him, is it okay to divorce for every reason? And he said, no. But that doesn't make it an answer that suddenly becomes anti-polygamy. That becomes a thing that's anti-divorce, merely quoting Genesis 2:24 from the polygamous Moses, who originally wrote the one flesh verse. So what we've seen is that truly the understanding of adultery and the one flesh passage clearly do not support the one man, one woman, or anti-polygamy viewpoint. It's not in the Bible. The emperor is wearing no clothes. And that brings us now to the leadership. In Deuteronomy 17, it says that a king shall not multiply wives unto himself, nor horses. Now that doesn't create an exclusion of only one. That just says shall not multiply, shall not hoard. Because if he can't multiply more than one wife, then that means he can't have more than one wife, more than one horse. That doesn't make sense. And not only that, it's just simply with that it's not an exclusion to only one. That also then we see that was only to kings and not to everybody. And then also you see in the New Testament where it refers to the husband of one wife. The 3 verses only, which is in 1 Timothy 3:2, 3:12, and Titus 1:6. And those are only instructions for bishops, elders, and deacons shall be the husband of one wife. It doesn't say it for everybody else. It says only for bishops, elders, and deacons. And not only so, again, go back using Strong's Concordance of the Bible, go back to the Greek word, and the Greek word for one and one wife is mia. And the word mia translates to first, as in on the first day of the week when the women found the open tomb after the resurrection, the first day of the week. The word mia translates to first, that he should be the husband of first wife. Suddenly we realize this is not a limitation of one wife, this is a limitation against divorce, as we saw Jesus was doing earlier. So clearly that the husband must be the husband of his first wife. And clearly this helps us understand this never created a prohibition for polygamy. It only created a restriction, if anything, for bishops, elders, and deacons. And so again we see the emperor is wearing no clothes. Through this we've seen the arguments, we have seen that the grace law hypocrisy, we have seen polygamists in the Bible, we have seen the real understanding of adultery and one flesh, and we have seen that limitations only on kings, bishops, elders, and deacons. Clearly, the Bible never created the invented one man, one woman doctrine. And that is what I have done and what has catapulted me to the national stage and all the major media interviews and so forth, is the bringing of these arguments to persuade Christians, my fellow Christians, that the Bible never created the one man, one woman doctrine. The emperor is wearing no clothes.
Da, da, da. Scares me.
He said the emperor is wearing no clothes. Who cares about the emperor? All right, Bruce and She Bruce. I'm probably be about enough for your brother Nehemiah. I think we pretty much got the gist of it, though. But did y'all see that, though? Did that make sense?
Some people don't like learning from Edom.
I know that's right. Yeah, the strong definition, right? One, first, a certain. Agree, first, one or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mia. And if you want to witness that, go to Matthew 28 and 1. The same word Mia used in 1 in 1 Timothy. Hold on. You know what? Let me just do it. Right. So we're going to go to, let's use the 1 Timothy, right? Here it is. Strong's. I don't know what just happened. First 10. Am I still screen sharing? I don't know. Nope. Screen sharing, trying to go there. Click on that, hit share, go to Bible app, hit green button. I remember this stuff, you hear me? Hit Strong's, bam. All right, so we're gonna look right here, right? So I want y'all to see, can they see me? All right, so look, we're gonna read, somebody read that for me. You read me 1 Timothy 3 and 2.
1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2.
All right.
A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife.
Husband of what?
One wife.
Or could it be first wife? Remember this number, right? G3391, right? Skip down to verse 12. So it's saying that a bishop. But one thing we know for sure, it ain't talking about all of Israel. It's talking about who?
Bishop.
Whether you believe it's one or first, it's only talking about a who?
Bishop.
A bishop. Let's go down to verse 12. Go ahead and do our little skip-a-like thing.
Verse 12. Let the deacons.
Let the who?
Let the deacons.
Let the who?
Let the deacons.
We're not talking about all Israel again. These are officials that are officiating the office in the church, right? Did every Israelite in Israel officiate the church? Okay. So this is again, is a what? Deacon. Go ahead.
Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife.
How many wives?
One wife.
Or is it first wife?
One wife.
You see what I'm saying? But it's the same word. And those is husbands plural. You see what I'm saying? So just follow it. Now let's go to Titus 1, 5, and 6. Let's go ahead and debunk this, and this will be our last debunk, just showing what the heathen was talking about. Now, mind you, remember, the word is G339, right? Remember that. Greek 3391. So let's go down here to Titus.
6 and 7. Chapter 1, 6 and 7.
It's 6 and 7. All right, so Titus 1.
Verse 6 and 7.
Well, no, I want 5. The reason why I want 5, I want to see it show you his elders. Ordained elders. You see it was that in 1 and 5? That's the reason why I want you to say 5.
Okay.
You catch what I'm saying?
I see.
Because what I'm trying to do is point out who he's talking to. So remember, in Timothy 3 and 2, he's talking to what? Bishops, right? Then in Timothy 3 and 12, he's talking about deacons. In this one, he's talking about ordained church working elders.
And he's talking about bishops too.
And bishops too. So go ahead and read that. And see how I have that little paragraph incentive thing right there? That lets you know it's a new train of thought when it's starting off. So 5 is a new train of thought in this chapter. So I read it. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldst set in order the things that are wanting, and ordained elders in every city as I had appointed thee. If any be blameless, here's the key part. Blameless. Are you blameless if you got a divorce on your record?
No.
Bingo. Now is it making sense? If any be blameless, the husband of one, which we're going to show you can be first wife, having faithful children, right? Because if he blameless, he's still with his first wife, and his children are without fault. They ain't out there on drugs and stealing and robbing and thugging and bugging. So that's why he's able to be ordained this way, because why? His house is in order. So now you can keep the house of Israel in order. That's what's going on. So, not self-willed, not soon angry. See there, you can't be that. Not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre. So that's simplicity. That would be the wise and perfect man for office. Right? He ain't money driven. He ain't beating nobody. But that leaves NehemiYAH out because he's a bird plucker and a hands-on. So that ain't me. Back then and now. Back then and now. You know what I'm saying? And I still, but I blame this in first wife. So now we're going to click on that G3391. As soon as I can find it. Where did it go? Somebody took the word out. There it go. So it's Mia.
Strong's G 3391. Mia. Thayer's lexicon, related entry. Ice.
So like you said, it can mean one, it can mean first, it can mean agreed or certain. So then you scroll down, and we go right here to Matthew 28:1. Read that for me. Another word right there, but look what it says.
In the end of the Shabbat, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week.
Agreed.
The first.
Same word. So that's the part about Hebrew you have to understand, or Greek. Every word don't translate to every word that we got. You see what I'm saying? It has what it has, it means what it means. Well, it can have a pluralism type of meaning. So the same word used for one is the same word used for first. Right? So that's all I'm saying. A man who's blameless, why is he blameless if he got one wife? I'm just saying it makes sense. He shouldn't be divorced. Because polygamy was never ruled out. That's what the Gentiles trying to get you to see. When you thinking that polygyny was being ruled out in the New Testament to be pro one wifer, you're already going off because it's only dealing with bishops, deacons, and ordained elders. What it was doing is bringing up the same thing Christ was talking about, which the same thing was talked about in the Old Testament. It was not so to put away your first wife. We actually talked about that earlier. No matter what Eve did, Adam did not put her away. Even to the fact when Eve said, kill me, read them books of the lost books of Eve. Eve requested to go to death that he may obtain the garden again. He said, woman, you talking crazy. You flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. So since Christ is the written word, Messiah understands the word, makes sense for the Messiah to say what? This is an upgrade. Everything he's been teaching you is spiritual. If you look at a woman after her, you already lusted, you're guilty of what? Adultery. If you hate your brother in your heart, you're already guilty of what? And neither one of those got a place in the eternal life. So why you think he ain't up in that when he up in his church? If he's building up a new spiritual church, he wants that spiritual church to be the same, because if Christ loved the body and like the man should love his wife, and if Christ loved the church like the man should love his wife, then why would he divorce the church? He don't. It's like he don't want you to divorce the what? Wife. Make sense? He's taking it to a spiritual level. What you thought was just being one, he's taking you higher. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not going to divorce Israel. I'm not putting her away, right? I'm not no striker. I'm not in it for the money. Christ is known as the bishop of our souls. Don't he fit this right here? Yeah, absolutely. Now, he wasn't physically married to a wife, but Israel is his wife. Right. His what? First wife. With that, y'all, I hope y'all got understanding. Let me get a 9 in the room if y'all got some inner, under, and overstanding, even if you don't agree. Well, hopefully that made sense, though. It makes all the sense in the world to me. That's the best I can tell you. Is that Christ, his whole mission in the New Testament is to bring you to a higher level of understanding, to a spiritual level, right? So he didn't do away with polygyny in the New Testament. That's where people try to go to Timothy 3:2, 3:12, and Titus 1. You see what I'm saying? But that's dealing with bishops, deacons, and ordained elders. And Christ is the bishop of our souls. And he's not a striker. He's not in there for filthy lucre, right? And he's not on none of that. He will not divorce his first wife. That's what and he's not, and he's blameless. Christ just showed you everything that he is. That's what you just manifested in the flesh, right? So with that being said, y'all, is they saying, did they get understanding, whatever? Yes, no, maybe so. Anybody looking at the chat? Chat.
It's an excellent spiritual.
All praises, all praises. Surprising discoveries about polygyny. May Yahweh bless. All praises. Can you show how it's actually translated? I did. All you gotta do is just go back. I did. I showed it. How many times it says one, how many times? It's the same word, right? Just like when we went to earlier, right? When it says abusers of themselves, right? And land with mankind, it's the same word, both meaning homosexuality. Same thing we read about the duties of a husband, you know what I'm saying, is, sex, cohabitation and dwelling, you know what I'm saying? Same words, just no different meanings, bro. The word English gives it different ways of saying it, but it's the same word, meaning the same thing. Right. Isaiah 28:10 is what Rodney say. Line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Yeah, Judah being his normal Hamite self, that's Judah for you. That's Judah. Deuteronomy 28, we put it on there. We're gonna go back. Look, it shows on there how many times where it's at, right? But are you catching the meaning of the thing about the bishop, right? Was Christ or the body of believers doing away with polygyny?
No.
That's the question you have to ask. I'm gonna go back to my original question. Where in the law do it say having more than one wife is a sin? Where is the judgment for anybody that had more than one wife? So why do you think you get to the New Testament, which is the deepest spiritual revelations of Christ, thinking that now it's being done away with, when Christ was teaching you in his lessons that divorce was not so? If I'm still with my first wife, then you got to be with yours. Especially if you're going to usher over the body of Israel. It makes sense. Do that make any sense? Can I get a 1 if anybody understand? Give me a 2 if you don't. I try to go a little bit. I did what you theoretical. Dude, I ain't saying it was a sin. I asked you, did you see it, bro? I ain't saying bro or sis. I don't know which one. I'm not saying you called it a sin. I'm going back to my regular foundation. If it ain't a sin, ain't nothing else. Where there's no law, there's no sin. So if it ain't no law, it ain't no sin. So there's nothing to be going back and forth about. Technically, the class is over a long time ago, right? Because we've seen Christ like in the kingdom of heaven that we all want to go to 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 unwise, 5 went into the chamber with one bridegroom called him, door closed. Most High, Ezekiel 23, Jeremiah 3, said what? Israel, my possession, I'm married to. We know it wasn't no going on. And they were what? He gave them 2 different names and told that both of those names was Oboyah and Obiah, something like that, Obiah.
Samaria and
the only thing it was meant was one was Samaria, one was Jerusalem. And that was to do what? To make the 2 become one flesh, one branch. So if God likens things to a polygynous mindset, if his son likens things to a polygynous mindset, if his king appointed king over Israel, he will give more wives to, and the king that he gave the most wisdoms to, who built the temple and did everything else, all these things was done under the banner of polygyny. His Levites had more than one wife. They were his priests. They had more than one wife. Hell, the man y'all don't like, called Lamech, act like he could take on the sins of his father, which he can't, but he had more than one wife. I don't know. There's no punishment for that wicked man. There's no punishment for no righteous man. Abraham, listen, if we saying polygyny is going off or it is what it is, then yeah, Christ has more than one wife. Yeah, he got 12 tribes. 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah. Don't he have 12 tribes?
Absolutely.
And he coming back for a bride?
Yeah.
And then don't he got a house that he's putting the bride in? And he cohabitating, performing the duties of marriage in the house? And in one house, New Jerusalem, coming down. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it was not so, I would not have told you. I go and prepare a place for you that you may be with me. Come on, man. We should be prepared to be with our husband. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of what you believe, there are the names of the 12 tribes of Israel on the gates. 3 to the north, 3 to the south, 3 to the east, 3 to the west. Can't get around it. So yeah. And did Adam have more than one wife? He had it in him. He got 24 ribs. Eve only got out of one of them. And 7 of those ribs are considered your true ribs. So, yeah. Sounds like he can have more than one. Christ had more than one. See what I'm saying? So how we looking, y'all? You ready to call it a night? Ready to call it a night? Pray up on up here. Anybody got a suggestion on the Psalms to read? Anybody? 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 Anybody online? Y'all got a suggestion of a Psalms? You got one?
You can read Psalms 24.
We'll read Psalms 24 and get on about this deal. And it's the Psalm of David, the polygamist. Hey, man. Hey, boy, hey, look. He picked it, man. That was your brother, the Archangel Uriel, man. Hey, look. You can't make this up. Can you see right there?
Adam had 24 ribs, so Psalms 24.
Yeah.
Hey, that was cold. Psalms 24, Adam had 24 ribs. You know what I'm talking about? And David was a polygynist. Psalm of David. The earth and the Lord and the fullness thereof is polygyny and all. All right, y'all. We're going to pray this deal up out of here. All right. Oh, you know how we do? Everybody turn to the east. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get us together. YAHKI done ran from the table. That brother did a whole lap. I got you, bro. Give me a chance to do a little reading. All right, how we looking? All praises. The earth is the Most High's, and the fullness thereof. The world, they that dwell therein. For he has founded upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Most High? Who shall stand in the holy place? He that hath clean hands and pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul into vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessings from the Most High and righteousness of YHWH'S of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him. Woo! And seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah.
Selah.
Lift up your heads, O ye gates, plural, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Most High, strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lifted them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Most High of hosts. He is He is the King of glory. Selah.
Selah.
Hallelujah. Selah. Yahoo. Yeah, I'm drinking a little water. Yeah, you opened that water. I ain't drinking it no more. Go ahead, bro. I'll lock it up. Get you some cookies, bro. Oh, Cookie Monster Life.
Cookies and milk.
Appreciate you coming to help out, bro. Oh. All right.
What you got, new car?
That white, that's my old dude.
Oh, okay.
All praises. Well, definitely y'all had an exciting time jamming with y'all tonight. Let's see how many. Hey, I got 14. 14 thumbs down, baby.
14 thumbs down.
I ain't lying to you. I got 56 thumbs up, though.
Yeah.
But the thing, you be excited about the thumbs down, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the people who thumbs you down, they ain't give us nothing.
Right. I mean, they just thumbs down, but they don't have.
Because it goes against what they feel.
Right. I mean, you know, the truth is always going to be harder to swallow than a lie.
That's why everybody ain't gonna get it.
Yeah. I mean, people, like you said, if you live in, when in Rome, live like the Romans do. I mean, you in America, I mean, that's how they feel. But I mean, true culture is going to take over anything. I mean,
it's true culture.
Maybe they don't want to see it over here in America because it would break apart. Was already being broke apart each and every day, being chipped away at. But
your enemy don't want you to grow anyway.
Right.
So your enemy's plan is to keep you in a monogamous mindset. That would make more sense.
Well, they already know. They already know our stuff better than us, some of us.
Right.
And that's the reason why. But I look at it like this. I mean, those heathens, man, they punching their women in the butt with drugs, trying to have more children, and then they have to go through that postpartum depression, and they end up killing them and stuff.
Exactly, man.
And it's just crazy because I just look at it like this. There's no way I could even hear them because they stuff is falling apart before our eyes. Man.
Exactly. Shalom, wives. How y'all doing, ladies? No, man, look. The whole thing is that the ground that people stand on, just, small recap is the reason why I ain't keyed out yet. The next feast day is December the 21st. Feast of Dedication, Saturday at sundown, starting at 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then we'll continue over here at the HQ 10:30 on through. Y'all bring my jacket in. It got a little cold, isn't it?
Yes,
it's my. But but at the end of the day, man, this is our culture. And if you hate this polygyny, but love monogamy, listen, and monogamy ain't never won y'all nothing. Monogamy ain't won y'all nothing. You know what I'm saying? Didn't win you in the garden. Ain't winning you now. You know what I'm talking about? Half of y'all been through more bad monogamous relationships than you ever been through one bad polygynous relationship. I'm for real. Yeah. Everybody who's probably trying polygyny now, I guarantee it's probably their first ones. Yeah. Whether it's good or bad, last or fail. It was only one time you tried it. Right. How many men you done been in bed with? How many women you done been in bed with? How many people you done been around, kicked it with, download with, on the other side of midnight with? But your culture you hate.
Yeah, no kidding.
But your culture you hate. And you give it a bad rap because you had maybe one bad experience. I'm gonna say it like that. But I don't think you should have one, because you ain't tried it enough. Right. And then if it is the first time trying it, then that is your first time trying it, and all the other options has failed, you should go 10 times as harder to make it work, because all this has failed. And then when you look back and be like, well, what are the elements of my failure? This is what I would do. The elements of my failures was A, B, C, D. Right. Well, since I know A, B, C, D are the elements of my failure, I'm not going to reiterate that again. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I should be able to come out of that because now I got this, that, and that. Now I ain't got to worry about my man cheating because he actually tell me the truth. He bringing another wife home. He ain't cheating no more. That's off the table.
They have the Most High first in your life, then hey, he'll make the increase.
There you go. And like when he tell me in Judges 6 and 17, I'll be with you. Gideon had all them wives, all them shit, poor is off the table. And then listen, if you have more than one wife, are you really as poor?
No.
If a man got more than one wife, he's really as poor. You definitely are 2 incomes less poor.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying? You make what you make, your wife make what she make. You make what you make what you make. I make what I make, and the other 2 wives make what they make.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We less poor together
Yeah.
than apart. I mean, you ain't got to put nobody's financials out. I'm just saying you are richer together than you are apart. That was Israel's whole thing. That's why we was told to come and gather yourself. That's why every feast day we have is a what? Feast day.
Right.
What happens at feast? You gather.
Right.
That's what it's about, man. So what we got going on? What we got going on? Thumbs down, band-aids on. Southern Judas say thumbs down. Them cuts hurt. Being exposed to polygynous families have refined my overstanding. I'm thankful for it. Hallelujah. Awakening strong. What does $2 upgrade do? Hey, look, we got a $2 donation. So somebody else say, we'll do a $2 upgrade do. Hey, listen, told everybody for your arms. I won't complain. Hey, listen, that $2 will cover the money order. Hey, look, I ain't that type of Hebrew. That $2 will cover the money order. You hear me? So, hallelujah in my book. Send $2 more. Send $2 more every day for the next 60 days. You know, I'm just saying, man. All I'm saying is, we here, and I got to speak well for my brother, we are thankful for whatever y'all give, whatever y'all do, because it really does carry the ministry forward. Nobody in here riding Bentleys off of donations. I'm telling you. People that been here to St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, they live here, ain't nobody riding Bentleys off the donations, bro. At least not in this assembly. This ain't Creflo Dollar or TD Snakes or any of them. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Kenneth Copeland or none of them guys. This ain't a mega church. We only got 52 viewers now. Now, if we was on my channel, I got 45,000 subscribers, but we ain't on my channel. Now, we'll upload it to my channel, so they will see it. But every time I upload to my channel, my description always leaves them right back to this channel. So, always. All right, man. How everybody looking, man? Y'all ready to go ahead and sign on up out of here? 4 minutes before the 4 hour. Y'all want me to run the whole 4. All right, man. Hot topics. You know what I'm saying? Somebody send NehemiYAH another suggestion for another hot topic. I'll run it again. I ain't scared. I can't outrun you anyway. But I can't run through you.
Oh, juggernaut.
Is that the juggernaut? Juggernaut. Well, look what he said, juggernaut. You got one, Poppy? Hey, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hey, make sure y'all share these with everybody. Definitely, you know, your pastors, your preachers, your naysayers, your theologians, your deacons, your elders, you know, even the ones who feel it's going to definitely be hurt. Make sure they get it. Because, listen, they got to learn. They got to learn. All right, family. Shalom, YHWH'S, everybody else got my number. Wives, I love you. I'll probably be calling y'all shortly. Poppy, call me real quick and tell me what your new hot topic is. Oh, I don't know what OTM mean. I don't know what OTM mean. Hold on, let me give you should be in the description, but let me tell you from my brother. I don't know what does OTM mean. Can somebody write that in the room so I know what OTM mean? On the money. That could be.
On the money.
Yeah, you pretty good, bro. See that little youngness in you.
On the money.
Out the mud. You're gonna probably tell some out the mud.
Hey, that too.
It's that old DMV. You going off, Slim? Going off, Slim O'Bob? I'm finna catch hell for what Jack just said. I know he did come for us. He going off, Jan. Hey, what been picking up all that DC talk? You hear me? He going off, Jan. All right, y'all, man. I love y'all indeed in truth, man.
Shalom, family.
Shalom, family, from all those who here to you. She said, stop playing, Slim. All right, Slim Mo Bob. All right, y'all.